All I know is you never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
What is it with you and this obsession with this varsity crap?
People come to us because we don't sell them on anything.
They can't refuse because of the implication.
You wonder ever you're a bad man?
World needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door. Some things are a matter of duty.
The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute it.
I was about to take advice from a clown who dives headfirst into the shallow end of the pool.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is. So it is. So it is.
It's a Tennessee thing.
Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, Cody McClure, Sam Beard, Bad News Bubba. It is Wednesday, September 24th. We will talk sports and some other things here on this Wednesday morning. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good Tuesday nights. Hope hump day has started to your liking. Cody McClure, what's up, dog?
No better way to start a hump day than with humping. Am I right? It's good to be here. Good to be anywhere. We got the big dog mics back, huh? These are nice. I can hear my voice in my head, in my ears. I hear other voices in my head, but I hear my own voice. And
you couldn't hear it before?
Not. I mean, I could, but like, I hated those other mics.
You just don't think maybe like your headphones are a little bit louder this morning?
I mean, it's possible, Sam. You know, it's possible. Okay. But these mics, I mean, that's really the story. I don't like when you.
I didn't mean to turn yours down. I wasn't trying to. I was trying to turn mine down.
You're trying to turn yours down?
Yeah.
Sam, can you talk? Can you say something?
Hello.
Okay,
hello,
I'm good.
hello.
I'm good. Mine are good.
Yeah, I was trying to turn mine down.
I don't like that we're on the same thing.
Well, I don't like it either.
Yeah, it's okay. Nothing can ever be perfect. You know, you're never going to get things exactly the way you want them all the time. You know, so. You make adjustments here and there. The good news is, how about these mics, huh? Shout out to you for going to Guitar Center.
It was a long damn road. It shouldn't have been as hard as it was. I've been trying to fix these mic stands and get the mic the way we want it for like the last, feels like 5 weeks. And Guitar Center, I always felt so bad. I hate going in stores like that where I just feel completely overwhelmed. And I know that they're like, this guy is a moron. So I just try to get out ahead of it. And like, look, I'm a dumbass when it comes to this stuff. Yeah, I work at a radio station, but I got to be honest, big dog, I'm just a content guy. Like, I don't really know any of the ins and outs. And then, like, the first couple of times I'd try to explain what I was looking for and what I had, and I'd show them pictures. So then finally I just grabbed everything and just took it yesterday and said, look, I'm back again. Here's what I have. Here's what I need. And it was very easy because they had gotten something new in, something that they just hadn't had the last couple of times I went. So it was very easy. And the guy's like, here's what you need, brother. This will work perfect. And I said, oh, great, fantastic. And now it does. So it was a long, hard road, but hopefully we got it fixed. And I'm glad you like the mics better. I like to think that I can hear a difference, but I don't think my ears trained enough.
Well, they're so much better. It's about where your mouth, like those mics that we had, like let's say you're over here for whatever reason, like that other mic, you had to be right up on it. You had to be making love to that other mic to get your voice across.
You like to turn your head sometimes talking. And
I
like
do.
With those old mics, it was like your voice almost just dies once you get away from the mic.
They don't
that
have
one
the
has
same
a little better range.
Interesting, because I feel like I'm pretty always up on the mic, but I guess I do turn my head.
these are high quality. These are just much higher quality. These are just better mics.
Low self-awareness by me, because I mean I feel like even when I would look over, I would keep in front of the mic. But
well, I noticed it with myself, and I like to think I stay up on it pretty good too. But I would notice myself drifting, and I could hear it. You know, you got to be right on the damn thing. But these, you know, you got a little more range of motion.
Well, I think
these are great mics.
Yeah, the other mics we're using are podcast mics, and these are radio mics. I think is just how it's been explained to me. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm glad we got them. One thing to check off the list of things I needed to do. So I'll call it a win. I'm glad you appreciate it. We'll see how I handle like the new, like trying to adjust and get it right. But as long as I sound good, I'm good with it.
Did you happen to grab that double pack of Elixir strings for electric and acoustic?
No, they didn't have any.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the medium-sized picks?
They said they were out of all of that.
They're out of guitar picks.
Yeah, it's weird. You think Guitar Center would have all that, but you know they had a couple of the small picks and the large picks, but not any of the medium-sized ones. So yeah, I hate that. I hate that for you.
What about that 57 Telecaster?
I didn't look. Somebody was over there blaring it and playing, so I got a little distracted.
Just kidding. Guitar Center doesn't have a 57 Telecaster. They got modern Telecasters probably, but
it was kind of weird hearing somebody sit over there and play.
Yeah, people do that in there.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask the workers, like, does that get annoying? But they're probably like, no, this is our job. They get which shout out to them. I will say Guitar Center, I know no free pub, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I will say the times I've been in there, and I've been in there, no kidding, like 3 or 4 times, they're always pretty nice. And like they're always, because like I said, I hate going in stores where I feel completely overwhelmed, and I'm like always try to say something self-deprecating, and they're like, "No, bro, I'm a professional radio, I'm a professional sound engineer. I should know this stuff. You shouldn't." He's like, "You couldn't walk into a chef and start telling, to a kitchen and start telling this, just the same way I couldn't come do radio. I could set it up, but I couldn't talk." I was like, "I appreciate you for trying to make me feel better." But like, no, I've had to study this for a long time. This isn't easy. This isn't like you're just going to buy milk and eggs. He's like, it's not simple. You wouldn't know this stuff. I was like, thanks, guys. And they always give me a similar spiel. So I do appreciate them for making me feel welcome. So shout out to Guitar Center.
Is the professional sound engineer working at Guitar Center, is that like being a traffic cop? Is that like you used to be a detective, but now you're working traffic?
I don't know, man, because I feel like a lot of them would tell me, or a couple of them, 2 of them told me that basically they still do like concert stuff on weekends.
Yeah.
So like it might just be like, hey, you're like in the National Guard, but you have like a substitute teaching job or something throughout the week, or you do the stuff on the weekends that you have to do, but you just find something to pass the time during the week. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the way they made it sound to me.
Well, they do a good job there. Every time I've been in there, they're nice guys.
Well, shout out to them because now we have microphones again. Sam, how you doing over there?
I'm doing pretty solid. Pretty easy night for me. Just watch a little Brooks Austin, get ready for the weekend. Watch some Ryder Cup stuff. I'm pumped for the Ryder Cup on Friday. Going to be a good weekend of just like normally, you can start your watching experience noon to midnight, but this weekend it's an all day affair. It starts at 7 a.m.
Now the Ryder Cup, I've been hearing a lot about that this week. Is that a horse race?
No. Golf tournament every 2 years with USA and Europe.
Ah, yes.
In the US this year at Bethpage Black up in New York. So it's a big event in the golf world.
Keeping it in the States this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. Tiger, you gonna be competing?
Nope.
Nope. Phil?
Nope.
Scotty Scheffler?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
We favored since it's at home?
I think slightly.
I know it's always pretty close.
Yeah.
I feel like the home team's always kind of slightly favored on it, it feels like. But
so what? We take our like 4 best or something like that?
Is it 8 best?
8 play in the day, but I believe it's 12 on the team.
12 on the team and 8 play. And
then
that's
all
right.
12 play on Sunday.
And it's not exactly our best, I don't think, always.
We're minus 155.
Okay. Like, did the live golfers got to go to this, though, right? Or at least some of them, like Bryson.
Yeah, like Bryson's in it, but he's in it basically automatically qualified off points. So
because he was so good in the majors.
Yeah,
because he's so clutch.
Sure,
way more clutch than Max Homa.
Sure.
Anybody else like is Brooks in it?
Brooks isn't in it for us this year.
Play very
Bryson's the only live guy on our team.
Okay, Captain America. I saw him out there trying to, like one of the only things I saw so far is that he was out there trying to. Is it the first tee? He's trying to.
Yeah, he's trying to drive the green.
Trying to see if he can drive it.
Yeah,
which I think is funny. Now they have different type of team events. Is one of them just like where both guys hit every shot, or
yeah? So there's like there's alternate shot, and then there's just best ball where it's just like 4 guys out there and 2v2, and whatever is the best score from your team that hole, that's what you take.
So in that scenario, it'd behoove him to try to drive it.
Yeah, so like alternate shot, they'll
come
probably
down and
I imagine they'll pair him with like a guy that's like a fairway finder and like a good wedge game and short and like putting type of guy, and they'll just let him like hit the fairway, and then Bryson just goes and bombs it over the trees type of thing, and that'll be the strategy for that.
Needs to be a good putter though.
Bryson
not a good putter.
He's all right.
Yeah,
not like a great wedge player. So they'll
Morikawa.
probably pair him with somebody that's kind of a little more just consistent with like the smaller things in there.
Yeah, well, I was thinking Morikawa, but he can't putt, so
yeah.
But you let Bryson bomb at Morikawa, approach. You might have some magic there, but if he ever has to putt, he cooked because
the lineups will come out tomorrow night, 9 p.m.
I pay attention to the Ryder Cup.
It's a fun event for golf.
That's one of those things that gets me to the table. What's up, Bubba? What's popping?
What is popping? I don't know.
Okay. Well, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm alive.
Yeah, I can hear you talking.
I am unscathed.
Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't get scathed up last night.
Me too. I don't have too much to report here on my end.
Okay,
went back and played some old Madden 08.
You played some old Madden 08, okay.
Dusted off the PS2.
All right, how'd you play?
Well, I keep trying to take like modern, like the way I play games now, to like that style, so like the strategies and stuff. And I'm basically like I'm trying to look at how they would line up and stuff like that, whether they have 1 man or like 2 man deep, depends on whether I run or pass initially. And they just kept having the 2 safeties back the whole time. So it's like, is every play going to be a run play on this game? This is getting kind of annoying. And then I had like 600 something yards rushing. And I was like, okay.
What level are you playing on?
Just the regular.
Yeah, so that's the problem.
Like the one above, like rookie.
Yeah, the pro level.
Yeah.
They're just going to play a lot of too deep to try to teach you how to play the game. They're not going to really be disguising coverages or doing anything exotic because they assume they're playing like 8-year-old kids, I think.
Well, they'd be correct in that.
Yeah. How was your softball? Everything go good?
They canceled it. Too much rain, so they couldn't get the fields ready in time.
Is this a year-round thing, or is it going to be over soon?
No, so they do it. They have a fall and then a spring.
It'll start back up, yeah. It's always going.
So now this is our first rain delay for the fall season, so we'll probably go back even another week. So it was originally due, I think, to end sometime in November. So now it's going to be like mid-November, I guess.
Now, you were already supposed to be having a doubleheader last night, right?
Yeah, so we'll see how this affects things. Whether they'll make like next week a doubleheader, which I might not be there, and then the week
You're not
after.
Gonna be there?
Maybe. There's a big old concert decision to think about. So
okay. All right. Well, nice check-in. Let's go to break. We'll come back. We got our schedule release. We know the opponents in 2026, 27, 28, and 29. We'll dive into it. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is FanRun Radio.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet. Ready to launch your career? Axel Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axel proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axel, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axel Logistics is the place to start your career.
Dick's House of Sport at West Town Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball to score points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
Good morning. Still building pretty good right now with that traffic volume, especially out here in West Knoxville, 40 East and West, over the top of West Hills, watching it get pretty heavy across that Solway Bridge. You got all that traffic flow headed out towards the Oak Ridge area, especially this time of the morning. Again, extra travel time out here. We're still having to put up with some rain in certain parts of East Tennessee. If your check engine light comes on, don't panic. Google search Knuckle Busters Amco Knoxville. Amco serving East Tennessee since 1962. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Jameson Irish whiskey commercial. Hear, hear! We'll be there on Saturday, and there is Barley's. Jameson partnering up with us at Barley's and FANRUN for the Mississippi State Watch Party. If you need somewhere to go and hang out, enjoy some drink specials and vibe and take in some high fives and handshakes, make plans to come hang out with us at Barley's if you're not going to Starkville. That's Tennessee's next opponent in the 2025 campaign. We now know the 2026, 27, 28, and 29 opponents. Let's start with 26. Cody, I don't know how you have a take other than just, wow, what a really tough home schedule as Tennessee draws Alabama, Auburn, Kentucky, LSU, and Texas.
Well, it's tough, yeah, but I think it's kind of cool, too. I think it's pretty awesome in terms of big game value that people will be getting from their season tickets. It might be the best home slate in Neyland history.
I would find it hard to have one much better.
When you consider, throw Kentucky out, but I mean, it's still a conference opponent, but whatever.
Yeah, throw Kentucky out.
Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Texas. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to get all those teams coming into the confines of Neyland Stadium. Your first ever game against Texas at home.
Arch Manning should be coming into Neyland Stadium. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, assuming he's still the starter.
Assuming he's still a starter and still on the team. Like that'd be pretty cool, though, to have him Peyton's nephew coming in.
Those LSU boys will be ranked highly. Auburn, we'll see. But big name and a team you haven't played in a long time.
Yeah, Auburn to me is the middle tier for sure. They didn't do much for me, more than Kentucky, but they didn't do much for me.
No, but
it'd be nice if we can get a win over them, just because they've kind of owned us. If you go back to the 2000s, our streak with them isn't great. Our trend with them isn't great. We need to start winning some games against them.
But in terms of the conference, Auburn is an original 10 member. Getting them back in Neyland, it's been a long time since we've played them. We went on the road in 2020. We went on the road in 18?
Yeah.
So, when's the last time we played Auburn at home? 2013?
That sounds right. I don't think we're missing anything there.
I don't believe I'm missing one. So it's been a long time since Tennessee's played Auburn in Neyland Stadium. So that's a team that, a lot of the old heads will tell you we used to play every year. Back before the days of Florida. Auburn was a traditional kind of a rival for Tennessee. So I think that's a good premier game to have back on the schedule. I give them a lot more respect than Kentucky.
They've beaten us 7 of the last 8. Dating back to 2003.
Well, hell, when's the last time you beat them at Neyland? That's what I'd like to know.
99. You beat them 24-0.
There you go. Because I know they came in here in 2004 and beat us.
I've said it before, but that's the first home loss I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was undefeated until then. I thought I was a good luck charm. And then I watched Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams. And I said, never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Not the good luck charm.
We played them much better in Atlanta. We got back to the SEC championship that year.
The very gross 2008 game where you can only score 12 damn points. That one sucked.
2013, they had a national championship caliber team. So that one was unfortunate.
You hung around a little bit. in that game, but then, they run away from you 55-23. So, it would be nice if Tennessee could get, a win against Auburn, kind of get that rivalry trending back in Tennessee's direction. Like I said, 7 of the last 8. That gives Auburn a 22-29 lead in the series. Be nice over the next, 4, 5, 6, 7 years if you could start kind of closing that gap again.
LSU, that's a game that you should have, I think, a chance to win, based on where you are as a program. You can't say that for the last few times that LSU's been in Neyland Stadium. You look at the 2017 game, Brady Hoke was your coach. The rainstorm, that was a disaster. Before that, you go back to was it 2011 or 2012 that we had him at home?
2011. That's when Derek Rogers was convinced that he could handle the Honey Badger. Now he did drag him. He did drag Honey Badger.
That
for
game
15
was
yards or so.
37-6 or 38-7.
38-7.
Yeah. So that'd be the last 2, right, at home against LSU.
Yeah, 30-10, 38-7.
You go back to 2006, Jamarcus Russell. I was in attendance for that. That was a heartbreaker.
Too. That was a heartbreaker. Top 10 matchup, or at least Tennessee was in the top 10. LSU might have been 11, but Tennessee was in the top 10.
So when's the last time you beat LSU in Neyland? Because
I would imagine that'd be the Kelly Washington game. No,
2001.
Yeah, I was in attendance for that one.
Yeah,
watch Kelly Washington go crazy.
I didn't think I was missing any there. So LSU and Auburn, yeah. That's 2 teams you hadn't beaten at home in a long time.
Nope. You ain't beaten them in Knoxville since 2001. So what? Yeah, Auburn was 99 and LSU's 2001. Now you ain't got very many cracks at them, and that's part of what makes this schedule announcement so good. Is that you are going to have these matchups, once every 4 years. You're not going to have to wait 7, 8, 10 years to get a chance at a team at home. Cody said we hadn't got to play Auburn in 12 years in Knoxville. That'll never happen again, at least as long as the conference is at 16 games. We will, get to see one of these guys per presidential cycle. you get to see each team come into your home stadium once every 4 years.
I think they did a pretty good job with this scheduling. I mean, it's brutal, like you said, but it's for every team. It looks that way. Like, I don't think there's any team you look at and just like, oh yeah, they got a nice break. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more balanced. And I was reading through their criteria and how they did everything, like on secsports.com, and just talking about how the imbalance of schedules will be much lesser than it was with 8 games.
Oh, yeah.
Like the variance.
Everybody's got to play everybody within 2 years. And, the schedules will be much more balanced. And these 8-game schedules, like the one Missouri gets to play or get to play last year with Ole Miss, like those will be few and far between now. The 3 permanent rivals being somewhat even will make all that work out. It'll make all that work out where, you at least got to play somebody kind of similar in your tier, somebody a little bit above you, somebody below you. And that's a good starting point. Whereas like, year in, year out, like Kentucky's is Mississippi State, and that's a good starting point for them. And Tennessee's was Alabama. And you're like, damn, now here we go. We're working uphill, we're working uphill from there to try to make it even.
Well, and we just happened to play Florida when they were at their best too every year, and Georgia once they got Kirby. Like for a while there, it was pretty rough being the only team that had to play Bama, Florida, and Georgia every single year, and nobody else had to do that.
No.
And in the East race, they would always have an advantage over us.
Oh, yeah.
Because
time.
Georgia and Florida didn't have to play Alabama typically, and then they got to play each other at a neutral site.
Yep.
And so then we've got, we might have 2 of them 2 out of 3 on the road.
Nope, it was always unfair. It was always annoying. That's why I don't have any sympathy for them being mad at us now that 2 of our 3 rivals are Vandy and Kentucky.
Right.
We put our time in. No one felt sorry for us when we were playing Bama, Georgia, Florida every year. Hey, here's Urban Meyer and Nick Saban. Congrats.
Enjoy.
And Mark Richt's going to win 10 games too, but not be a champion. Here you go. Yeah, not going to feel guilty about that. LSU had beaten Tennessee 5 in a row before we stopped that in 2022. Yep. But our all-time record, we still hold the edge there. We luckily didn't have to play them too many times during our down years. We're still 21-10 against them.
That's one we've hung on to. That's good.
With 3 ties.
But the big one next year, we mentioned LSU and Auburn, and then of course Alabama, always the biggest one. But Texas coming in, that's going to be pretty sweet.
You know our record against Texas?
No, but I don't recall playing Texas in my lifetime, so I'm assuming it's in the single digits. I mean, how many times we played them? A handful? Like
Sam, Bubba, you got our record against Texas?
No idea.
Bubba?
1-1.
You're the closest, Bubba. 1-2. 1-2. We got them in the first game in 1950. 20-14. They got us in 52, 16-0. And then in the rubber match in 1968 at a neutral site, they got us 36-13.
They were pretty damn good in 1968.
Would that have been? It was in Dallas. I mean, I don't know. Would that have been a Cotton Bowl? Only 3 times we played them has been on January 1st in Dallas. So I'd imagine all 3 Cotton Bowls.
So it's a 2-game losing skid against the Texas Longhorns. Heupel's got to turn that around.
Yep.
Need to get a dub.
Now,
boys.
The bad news, and I don't know if I'm being too negative or what, but the bad news is that turns around and you go, on the road. You got to do all those on the road, right, in 2028?
Well, an important distinction here, though. You don't have to do Alabama on the road because you play them every year. And so that'll flip to road for the next year, and then you'll get them back at home.
Okay.
And I think that's important because you will have Auburn, LSU, and Texas on the road, but Alabama will be back on the home schedule.
Okay, that is an important distinction because, earlier when I was thinking about it, I was just switching out. But, the annual rivalry changes that. So that is good. That actually is a good catch by you to make me feel a little bit better
Yeah.
Being able to take Alabama off the road and all of a sudden that just being, Auburn, LSU, Texas, Vandy. Now, Auburn, LSU, Texas, those aren't 3 easy road trips. But it's better not have Alabama included in there.
We'll see what Auburn is. See if they get their next hire right. I mean, they've been kind of wading through the desert for a while, so I wouldn't call Auburn an easy road game by any means, but it might not be, depending on what they've got going on. I mean, it might not be as difficult as an LSU or Texas.
Now, in 2027, looking at 2027, when you get the other side of the conference in there, your home games for that, Florida, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Vandy. Snap reaction is that feels like it should be 4-0 at home. Agree or disagree?
I would agree, probably. I mean, Ole Miss will be a
but in 2027, you should.
Lane won't even be there by 27. Probably.
I mean, I'd say it's
he might be at Florida.
Well, yeah. I would say that Lane being there, I'd probably give it a 60-40. I think he's going to end up just sticking at Ole Miss. Like I don't, unless he gets a Florida job this year, I just don't see him leaving.
Yeah, I was going to say we keep saying that. We've been saying it for 5 years with Lane that he's going to jump again, but he seems to be at a different place in his life.
Maybe Brian Kelly gets fired at LSU and, he takes his daughter down there to the Bayou and she can go date that LSU linebacker and he can go coach LSU.
She's in love with that boy.
She's in love with the boy. I mean, maybe LSU, I guess. So, I mean, Florida or LSU calls, maybe. But like Cody said, we've been saying it for years, and either he doesn't get the official offer, or he just is comfortable there being a top 15 program and not really having any pressure and is still a king there. But, yeah, Florida, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Vandy. So, that if you can beat Florida this year, you can really start to kind of change the feeling of that rivalry because you won't have to go back to the swamp till 2029. So, if you're able to win this year in the swamp, that would give you a 2-game winning streak, 3 of the last 4, and then you get them in 27. You can make it, 4 of the last 5, 3 in a row, and they wouldn't really get a realistic chance of getting their lick back until 2029. That could kind of change the way you feel about that rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, chances are they'll be on a second-year coach, and if it's a good coach, he might have them ready in 2027.
On the flip side, I got to say, 2027, the road schedule, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma. If we believe that Oklahoma has, kind of settled themselves and that they'll be a legitimate big-time SEC program with their new GM and the way they kind of done business. And then you add that in with Kentucky, whatever, and Missouri, which I find annoying. Missouri fans, they're the team this week that's really offended by my tier list that I do on social media.
How did you upset them?
I guess by not ranking them higher and putting them in the category of the either being cheaters or making me or just feeling slimy, which I guess I get them being upset about that. Like, hey, we don't cheat. Hey, Eli's not this slimy dork. That's probably fair. But they just, boy, I got to tell you, I don't think I've found a fan base that's more proud of beating Tennessee than Ole Miss, than Missouri is, excuse me. I don't think have ever found a fan base more proud of a single win over Tennessee than Missouri fans are over them standing on business against Joe Milton and beating him 36-7.
Well, they did whip our ass in that game, but they seem to forget about the 2 prior matchups where Heupel hung 62 and 66 on them.
Eli, even with beating Tennessee down with Joe Milton, Eli Drinkwitz has been outscored, I think, 176-94, or maybe it's 174-96 during his time at Missouri against Tennessee. But, boy, they love that win over Joe Milton, and, boy, do they love that win over Ohio State whenever Ohio State was down to the third-string quarterback.
That Cotton Bowl?
Yeah, and Marvin Harrison Jr. and their best defensive players were all opted out. They love that win, too. They spent all day, many Missouri accounts spent all day yesterday telling me about those 2 wins. So
yeah, they're a proud bunch, I guess.
I do kind of hate that our next matchup is at Missouri. I wish we were getting them in Knoxville because I'd like to beat the absolute hell out of them.
I don't expect that to be an easy game, but we'll see if Drinkwitz is still there, kind of like Kiffin. I mean,
Drinkwitz might be at Florida too.
Yeah.
Apparently that's like where he really wants to get to Florida. Apparently that's a name to watch, is that Drinkwitz sniffed around during last offseason and was kind of in position to get that job. I think assuming that they don't fall apart and he puts up another 9-3 or even a 10-2 season, I think that you could maybe see him be a really hot candidate there.
Would that scare you, Dorkwitz at Florida?
No, but I do think he's a good coach. He's annoying. He's goofy. He's very hateable. But, like, I do think he's pretty good at scheming up. Would he scare you?
A little bit.
I would enter the year fully expecting, like, a Florida Gator Nick Saban courtship. And I viewed that as, like, doomsday. And then, like, just Kiffin from an annoyance standpoint would probably be the second biggest quote-unquote fear. I don't think I'd really fear Lane Kiffin at Florida, but it'd be annoying. And then Drinkwitz is probably third. But, hell, maybe it might be time to move Kurt Signetti up there after what he's done in Indiana. He's kind of proven he's not a one-hit wonder. If he could get a big job like Florida, he could maybe be a big-time problem.
Well, you'd think Florida ought to be able to hire somebody. They're going to have to make a splash with this next hire. They're not going to go from – I'd be very surprised if they go to the lower tiers again, like a Sun Belt coach or a American Athletic.
No, they'd have to do something big, and they'd have to probably get somebody that really knows offense too.
Yeah.
It's always about overcorrections, right? You go from a defensive coach to an offensive coach. Hey, we were sloppy. Now we're going to get an organizer. Okay, well, now we need a motivator. Now we need this, and this. I could see them really going for an offensive guy because of that. Sam, Bubba, any thoughts on the schedule release, the opponents we kind of talked about, the slate inside Neyland Stadium in 2026? Sam, anything stand out?
Yeah, I mean, that 26 home schedule is elite. I mean, I think that obviously it's been a huge talking point kind of over Heupel's tenure about that home record and Georgia kind of being the only team that's been able to knock you off ever since you've kind of stabilized yourself as a program. And I do wonder, how long does that go on? Does the fan base get kind of restless at times, or do you think they'll just be a little more understanding of that kind of home stuff with the 9-game slate? Or do you think, is it still kind of the standard to be able to walk into Neyland Stadium and not be able to come out with a win type of thing? Or do you think these fans will kind of be like, hey, I'll afford you one home loss or something like that?
Yeah, when you look at the 2026 schedule, yeah, like I said we should go 4-0 in 27. I didn't say 5-0 in 26. You probably I mean, that's obviously going to be the goal every year, and you want to get to that point because, I mean, I don't think Georgia looks at their home schedule and pencils in any losses. I don't think Alabama has done that for most of their time. So, like, you hope that you can keep building to where Neyland is a fortress and just you're going to expect to win every game there. It's not realistic to win every game at home. We know that. But it's hard to pencil in losses. But, yeah, when you look at that, like, hey, 4-1, I think everyone would kind of lock that in because, as Buck points out over on the chat, shout out to the freaks, Freaky Bucky, that schedule looks tough whenever you see that you might like be starting like a true freshman quarterback. Like, I don't think we're going to do that. But true freshman, regardless if it's Faison Brandon, if it's anybody besides Joey Aguilar, you get a little nervous of the unknown. And hell, Joey still got a long way to go to hold up this season and not, morph into his turnover shell that everyone thought he had coming out of App State. But, like, I don't think Tennessee will run a true freshman out there. I don't think it'll be Jake Merklinger. I'd be surprised if it was George McIntyre. Like, I almost feel like Tennessee is going to go to war for Joey Aguilar to get another year of eligibility, or they'll take another transfer in as a veteran. Well, and then hopefully, have Brandon be ready.
I think you've done the best marketing job of, veteran transfer quarterbacks that want to say, like, hey, Joey Aguilar, you only had a month to get ready basically for this offense, and look what you've done so far. Imagine if you're a guy that's honestly, no offense to Joey Aguilar, but I'm sure there's going to be some veteran quarterback that's probably a little more talented just arm-wise than him that you can go and
or at
have
least
for the entire spring practice.
Or at least has a higher reputation. Like, Joey's pretty talented in the arm, but I know what you mean, like, in terms of get a guy that, like, you're really excited about that's not thought of as a last-minute throw-in trade because he got his job took.
Some veteran guy that's like
feels that way about Arch Manning. But yeah, the point is, you're right, Sam. Tennessee has done a really good sell job on like, hey, Hendon Hooker, pretty good. Hey, Joe Milton in the NFL, and now Joey Aguilar going to, I feel like, be a Heisman finalist. I mean, like,
call your shot, big brother.
Well, I mean, it's late right now. It's well, not late, but like we already have at least 4 games of data. It's not like I said this before the year, so I'm not going to take too big of a stance here. I mean, he's top 4 in odds right now. I mean, the odds are there, and the
Mateer injury helps a lot. I think
the Mateer injury helps a lot because that's maybe the season long front runner is now going to be banged up, and it's going to be hard for him to have the stats. Now, if they're undefeated while he plays, and he takes them deep into the end of the regular season as a top team, maybe Mateer can overcome that injury. But yeah, like you're kind of just looking at Mendoza at Indiana and Gunnar Stockton right now in terms of guys who have proven more on the field and had moments on the field.
I don't get the Mendoza. I know that they beat Illinois 63-10, but like for him to just shoot to the top of the Heisman odds, like that's silly to me. But
the Heisman odds are fickle. Like I said, last year Arch Manning shot to the top of the odds just off of like the strength of like 2 games. So like take it with a grain of salt. But I'm just saying, I think Aguilar is going to have the team, the offense, the stats, and a couple of opportunities. And I think that he will be a Heisman finalist at this point. I feel that way.
If you go out there and have like a similar performance, just stats-wise, like he did against Georgia, and then he goes on the road and beats like an Alabama or a Florida, like I think that goes a really long way.
I think doing it this weekend against Mississippi State would go a long way. If he just comes out there and has, 275, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, maybe a rushing touchdown, which, I mean, that's kind of the expectation. I expect him to throw every bit of 275 yards this weekend, right? I mean, I know Mississippi State, their run defense not great. Their secondary grades, their secondary grades out pretty well. I don't know if they've actually been tested or not. So like I'll wait to see what they do against Tennessee before I'm like, oh yeah, those corners are as good as everybody says. But like I expect Tennessee to be able to create big passing plays and to create enough in the passing game to where he throws for 275.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think we'll run the ball quite a bit, but
we will.
I don't know what the passing numbers will look like, but it's his first road start too, so it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to that. We haven't seen him on the road. So.
Well, I think if he plays well on the road, then I think he moves into the top 2 or 3 of the Heisman odds. But yeah, it could all come unraveled. So maybe I shouldn't have made that big declaration before we see what he looks like on the road, because it is a concern.
Yeah, I mean, 100% if he goes into Alabama and wins, I think, and if his numbers are good, like I think that he then probably is your Heisman front runner. But we got work to do before then. We'll see. So what you were talking about, though, is, a true freshman coming out against that schedule next year if you go with Faison or McIntyre. I think Merklinger is probably – I mean, he's all but gone, right? So
I think so. I know the coaches have talked him up, and they're still trying to talk him up, and people are still trying to say there's something there. I don't see it at all.
So you're not going to go into spring practice with 2 quarterbacks, right? So you're going to bring in a transfer. I'd say that's pretty likely.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get Joey back another year, but, if that doesn't happen, then like Sam said, you find somebody will want to come here.
I'm personally in the boat of going and getting that like experienced vet for next year if you can't get Joey, but would it concern you a little bit? Not just, I mean, you'd feel good about Faison kind of getting a year in the system, but then his first year being that 2027 year where it's just all of those tough road games that you just lined out. Like, does that worry you at all?
I mean, I think it's going to worry me. Yeah. Moving forward, Sam, I think it's going to worry me letting Tennessee ever be in the position of having a quarterback that's never played before. And like when I say never played before, I don't mean like mop up duty against like loser teams. Like I just mean
inexperience.
I think anytime you have a quarterback making his first start and it being at the University of Tennessee, I'm going to be worried about that. I think that's going to be how every team around the country feels, just because experience matters and you have a training ground across the entire country where these quarterbacks can actually get reps as starters. I think high school recruiting of quarterbacks is going to be maybe a a place where the market value isn't going to match up what you're actually getting. Like the market inefficiency of what you're paying your high school quarterbacks versus what you could get from a transfer quarterback. Like we're probably playing Faison Brandon. And I know we paid Nico $2 million coming out. We're probably paying Faison Brandon what like Oklahoma's paying Mateer.
Well, look at what every team. I mean, you still want to, like, if you can sign that 5-star, like the #1 quarterback, and he helps you get all these other top players, like that's still pretty cool. But
sure,
you have to be patient about it. You have to wait on him to develop and hope he doesn't go anywhere. Like, because I don't think you start a true freshman in today's college football.
It almost turns into just like what the old NFL was, where it's like, hey, you go and get a guy maybe in the draft, but he just doesn't play for a year type of thing, and you go and get that experienced guy.
Look what Mizzou did. Yeah, sure. I mean, Prabula, Oklahoma. I mean, they did the same thing.
But it's tough, when you look at it from a salary cap standpoint, it was tough to draft those guys early and have, Sam Bradford sitting there when he's making first overall pick money. You kind of had to throw those out there. When you look at the NIL budget and everything, like if you're paying those quarterbacks top money, it's tough to justify, especially when you could use that same money to go get you a veteran proven quarterback. It'll be interesting to see how they do it. And, Buck is right. That schedule is scary next year when you realize that you don't necessarily have a proven commodity at quarterback. Let's catch a break. We're overdue at timeouts. We'll come back. We'll continue the conversation. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
The #1 problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronaknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronaknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Now through the end of the year, we're offering half-price whitening with a cleaning. That's right, half-price whitening with a routine teeth cleaning at Knoxville Smiles. Call today to set up your appointment. 865-539-1776. That's 865-539-1776. Or book online at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area, from Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive. Even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them FanRun sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
I want you to love me.
across the rest of the SEC, did any schedule stand out? I didn't see anybody complaining too much about like an unbalanced draw they got. Go ahead, Bubba.
I would say unbalanced, but South Carolina has a very interesting schedule next season.
What do they got?
So they opened the season with Miami, but then their away games are going to be at Clemson, at Bama, at Arkansas, at Florida, at Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. That's pretty tough if I'm Shane Beamer.
Maybe he does go to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, we ain't got to play that. We ain't got to play that schedule in the ACC. Even though the ACC is like, hey, we're gonna go to a 9-game schedule too. Which everyone said, oh, the schedule's getting easier for all the ACC teams. That's nice. The only team to expand their conference games and get an easier schedule. But yeah, that's brutal for South Carolina. I do think you'll see the discourse pretty quickly pop up that 9-3 is not so bad. 9-3 is the new 10-2, which was the old 11-1. Like, hey, 9-3, and you should make the playoff. I think you'll see the playoff expand to 16 teams expeditiously, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up at 24 when you look at all these extra big-time games you're going to get. Maybe that's a fair trade-off. Like, hey, we're going to lose the UAB games of the world, and you're going to pick up a Texas at home. But, hey, that 9-win season all of a sudden is going to really be like 10 if you think about it. Or at least like 9.5 if you think about it.
It's more meaningful football, the way I look at it. I mean, is it closer to the NFL and further away from traditional college football? Yes, and some people don't like that. But I'm okay with it because it gives you – I want to get closer to having a meaningful game every week, Like, you've also got to schedule – not only you got to play this 9-game conference schedule, but every team also has to schedule a Power 4 premier program on the schedule every year. And so that gives you another meaningful game. So you've only got 2 more of these – you've only got 2 now instead of 3 of these, UAB, ETSU games. And those weeks in the season always feel just kind of meh for me. Like, I don't like those weeks. I know the team needs it from time to time. You want to get guys healthy and stuff, but I like that we're getting more good football. And if it means another loss here and there, I mean, it will. That'll happen. But like you said, the 9-3 then becomes the new 10 or the 10-2, then 9-3, whatever you said, 9-3. It's like 10-2. You get in the playoff with that resume.
Which I think is ultimately good for our viewing experience. I hate games like last week against UAB. If we can get those off the schedule and get a big game instead, I think that's a win for everybody.
That's what I said originally when they had talked about going to the 9-game schedule. I said I would like it for that reason, and I stand by that. You're going to have to take some L's here and there. I mean, it's just going to be part of it. It's a good league, deep league.
But, yeah, 9-3 teams will be in the playoff very soon. The expansion will happen very soon. Honestly, when you look around, you could also probably say, like I said, that it probably goes up to 24 before too long. It'll be there. It'll happen. You'll have enough dorks like Eli Drinkwitz crying about it. Best believe Shane Beamer's going to be out there beating the drum next year that if he goes 8-4 against his schedule, that's a playoff caliber schedule.
I will say, man, when I look at the Big Ten right now, like, I feel like us being at a 9-game conference schedule, I hope 9-3 is going to get you in the playoff. Because us being on equal footing with the Big Ten seems a little bit unfair when I look at the depth of the SEC versus the depth of the Big Ten right now. But, maybe you couldn't say that last year, but I think this year you can say it. And
yeah, I mean, Oklahoma and Auburn being good again, Vandy actually being good again, Mississippi State not being 2-10. Now we'll see, how these teams progress. But, the argument was there last year. So far this year, it doesn't feel that way. Like, it does feel like there are no doormats in the SEC right now. I mean, who's the worst team?
Kentucky is the only, really bad team.
Yeah.
You can name off, 5 or 6 in the Big Ten, it feels like.
And,
Nebraska, Wisconsin,
Purdue, Rutgers.
Kentucky could go up there.
Minnesota.
Northwestern.
Yeah, Kentucky could go up there and they'd beat, a handful of those teams. And I don't know if they'd beat all of them. Like, I think Rutgers would beat them and Iowa would beat them. And we'll see about, like, Maryland, Wisconsin. But point being, Kentucky's kind of the only doormat this year. It does feel like the SEC is back to being super deep. Now, we don't know how much quality that is. And the Big Ten can always kind of boast that, hey, our top is a little bit heavier right now. Our top's a little bit better.
Yeah, they're better at
Oregon
the top.
And Penn State.
They're better at the top, but I think that's just 3 teams compared to, 1 or 2 in the SEC.
And they might not be better at the top. Like, they look better at the top right now, but they might not be. Like, it's still relying on Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, if Penn State plays, LSU tomorrow, I feel like that's a close game. If Penn State plays Tennessee, could go either way. You know what I mean? Like, Alabama, maybe the SEC is just as good at the top, but they're benefiting off of a weaker schedule too.
Auburn's got a tough road slate next year.
Do they?
At Alabama, at Georgia.
Oh, so they're going to play Alabama and Georgia
at
on the road?
Texas A&M, at Tennessee.
Hold on.
Whoa.
So they have to play Alabama and Georgia on the road the same years?
Alabama and Georgia on the road, Ole Miss on the road, A&M and Tennessee on the same year.
That's rough.
And Alabama and Georgia will be every other year. They'll be doing that
Correct.
same thing every
Correct.
year because that's their annual rivalry. That's crazy. If I'm Auburn, I'm like, look, you're giving us that. That's one thing, but can we at least split them up?
And we got to go to Tennessee and A&M, like 2 of the loudest stadiums in the country.
Now, with that being said, they're season ticket holders. They'll get a nice treat every other year, or they get Alabama and Georgia at home. That'd be nice, but I think I'd rather have it split up and have one there every year.
That's the toughest road slate I've heard. I mean, that's
well. They complained. They complained more than anybody about their permanent rivalries, and
I would say rightfully so.
Yeah, you see it.
That's what you get for being Auburn.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be rivals with those teams.
Congrats on the close proximity to Atlanta.
Yeah,
congrats on that. Here's Georgia as your big rival. By the way, you're in the same state as Alabama, so good luck.
I'm sure you loved those games against Georgia and Alabama back in 2013 when you won them with a couple of miracles. Those great memories you had with the kick 6 and the whatever they call the one against Georgia where it bounced off the guy's shoulder pads. You remember that play?
Was that just the miracle in Jordan Hare or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know what they call that one.
The prayer in Jordan Hare, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. The prayer in Jordan Hare.
If not, that's what they should have named. That's a cool name. Hour 1 of the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. FanRun Radio.
The Vols are headed to Starkville, and the Drive is headed back to the Casual Pint North Shore. Join FanRun Radio for another Football Friday live broadcast of the Drive at the Casual Pint North Shore this Friday from 3 to 6. We'll have cold drinks, hot eats, and the best sports convo around as we get ready for the Vols in Mississippi State. It's the Drive, live this Friday at the Casual Pint North Shore, 2045 Thunderhead Road in the Blue Building next to Soccer Taco.
With over 60 years of experience in the industry, Merritt Garage Doors has a wealth of expertise in commercial overhead doors in the East Tennessee area. Merritt offers a wide range of door styles like sectionals, rolling steel, high-speed, and sheet doors. They also supply and install a wide range of dock equipment. If your business is in need of overhead doors, no matter the type, look no further than Merritt Garage Door, Knoxville's best and most trusted overhead door company. Contact them anytime for a free estimate at 865-933-5319 or online at merrittgaragedoor.com.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars, Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at BigSportsShow.com. That's BigSportsShow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FanRun Radio.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel, as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Dick's House of Sport at West Town Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332-941.
What are you going over under 2.5 years?
On Queen Elizabeth? Under.
Yeah.
Under. Let's hammer that under.
Under 2.5?
Yeah.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
She does not reach her 96th birthday. Is that what we're going with?
I'm saying the Queen gets
Queen Elizabeth II will not reach her 96th birthday.
What if she just turned 93, though? Can it be?
You said 96th birthday. I'm not counting down the days of when she's halfway through her years.
Can it be 96 or 2.5 years?
She won't make it to September of 2022?
Yeah.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Okay, I'll allow it. I'll work
Unless she turns 96 before
you don't get to have it both ways.
Why not?
Which one is it, bro?
Over 2.5 years.
What a dummy. Her birthday's April 21st.
Damn it!
Got him!
You said the initial thing was 96.
And then you asked me for a favor, and I said yes. 2.5 years.
She's not going to make it that long.
Go September 25th, 2022, Cam. Queen Elizabeth will no longer be with us.
Seems like a long time.
She's
got great health care, though. It's just sick to me that you say she's going to die.
On 1340 WKGN.
If I had to pick a Super Bowl team at this juncture.
Oh, hold on, Jordan. We got some breaking news. The Queen has died.
Oh, no.
What? The Queen has died.
Whoa.
2 board bets.
Whoa.
It's come across. According to CNN, Queen Elizabeth II has died peacefully at Buckingham Palace.
What?
Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. This batch of headlines brought to you by Inward Half. If you're watching on the video, you see this beautiful, sleek hoodie. It's courtesy of our friends at Inward Half. Go shop. Get you a nice hoodie. Perfect for these fall mornings, game days. InwardHalf.com. Enjoy the walk-in with our friends over at Inward Half. They do a great job. Let's kick off hour 2 with some headlines. What you got, newsman?
All right. Thanks, John. Let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. Thank you to Seth, Russell, Nick, DR Vol, Tommy, Elijah, East TN Vol, and Sean for tagging me in this news. Sister Jean has officially retired. The 106-year-old chaplain of Loyola University Chicago, Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt, has retired. The retirement comes after University President Mark Reed said last month that Sister Jean is no longer able to physically present on campus.
Able to be physically present on campus.
Okay. Thanks, Sam. I guess I read that wrong.
That feels like elder abuse I had no idea she was even still going. She should have been retired a long time ago.
Scotty Scheffler says he sometimes gets a call or text from President Trump after he wins his golf matches.
Scotty gets a message from, Scotty's, Obama used to send people messages all the time. Obama loved his sports.
Did you see Coach O in the crowd at the Ryder Cup?
I saw the video title, but I didn't actually watch it. I was like, I don't really care.
He's like, on 3, everybody, USA, USA, USA.
You guys mentioned it last hour, but
hire him at Tech. Bring him to Oklahoma State. Let's see what he's got. Let's see if we can fire the boys up.
He's a good coach. Been telling you for years.
I saw a lot of people asking about him for UCLA.
That works too. Take him back to California.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to galvanize that fan base.
He's a good football coach.
So good that no one's tried to hire him at all.
Won a lot more games than Brian Kelly.
So good that no one has hired him at all.
Okay, well,
even interviewed him.
Ask LSU fans who's given them better memories so
haven't
far.
really seen him even be mentioned really to interview anywhere.
Last undefeated season in college football.
That's how bad he is. That he had the last undefeated season in college football, and no one is calling him.
Actually, Alabama might have gone undefeated the next year. Oklahoma's quarterback John Mateer will undergo surgery on his hand/thumb. The quarterback will miss about a month after suffering a broken bone in his right throwing hand in Saturday's win over Auburn. The Sooners announced he will have surgery, but did not disclose details of the injury or a timeline for return. People are saying 3 to 4 weeks, probably a month. They got a bye week, then they play Kent State. They won't need him there, but then you got Red River against Texas. And it's looking like he probably misses that Texas game. So that'll be big. I think I would have taken them to win if he was going to play. But now
I think I think I saw a stat that said Texas will get to face a backup quarterback in 7 of their first 10 SEC games.
We had a similar thing last year. We benefited last year from some quarterbacks going down.
We did?
Yeah.
What? Okay, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just asking who. Graham Mertz got knocked out of the game.
Mertz, Shapen was out for Mississippi State.
Okay,
I can't remember who they all were, but there was a stat like that.
Kentucky, maybe
we were knocking the guys out though, right?
Yes.
we knocked the guy out. We knocked Florida's quarterback out. There was another one I was just thinking of and drew a blank on. We knocked Oklahoma's quarterback. Jackson Arnold got benched because of how bad he played against us. I don't look at that as the same as the quarterback's hurt before you even get to play him. Now, Mertz tearing his ACL, he was dicing us up a little bit. Mertz looked pretty good. That one probably helped us win that game, so that felt like a godsend, kind of, because I think you probably would have lost if Lagway didn't come in and throw that interception and just.
Oh, that would have been an awful loss.
And I think it might have happened. So I'll give you that one. But the Mississippi State one, the Arnold getting benched against Oklahoma, that was kind of the defense doing that for him. I don't quite look at that the same way, unless there's some others that I'm just missing. I don't know. Maybe there are.
Vanderbilt,
Taylon Green, didn't he also get knocked out? Or not Taylon Green?
Yeah, Arkansas's quarterback.
Jefferson got knocked out, which ended up hurting us, I think, for a little bit. And Taylon Green, but
yeah. Vanderbilt player Jordan Matthews. You recall that name? Remember him? He used to play here.
The wide receiver from Vanderbilt.
He said, no, not Jerry Rice's nephew, the other one. Jordan Matthews, who used to play at Tennessee, on transferring from Tennessee to Vandy, he said, some of my guys back at Tennessee have given me stuff for it. It's a nice rivalry. It's deep and rich. I embrace that I'm on the other side of it, and now I'm on the winning side of it, he says.
That's funny. If I was a Vanderbilt fan or his teammate, I'd be like, hell yeah, bro, you got him. But oh, okay, I guess you're at least getting to play now.
Clark Lee pretty good at brainwashing these guys.
Clark Lee seems pretty good. He seems pretty good. Now we'll see how long he can sustain it. But I thought he was going to get fired after like his first year and a half. But, Diego Pavia kind of changed everything.
Micah Parsons says it's going to be painful when he sacks Dak Prescott.
That's
painful
scary.
as in, when I first read it, I thought he meant like he's going to inflict pain on Dak Prescott.
Or does he mean it like it's going to hurt him? Like
that's
when
what
your
he's
parents
saying.
used to tell you it hurts them way worse than it hurts you to beat your ass with a belt, which I still don't know if I believe. But
yeah, that's what he's saying is basically it's going to be bittersweet.
I thought he was like, I'm ready to inflict pain on this guy.
That's what I thought too.
Well, Dak also, Dak, I don't want to say took shots at him, but was basically like, not necessarily talking about how much he missed Micah when they traded Micah. He's kind of like, happy to have the guys here that want to be here and blah, 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 which, wasn't necessarily him standing with the best player on the team.
It's going to be painful. That's my guy. He was always like a good mentor for me, but you know how it is. He always told me if I ever faced him that it'll be a great matchup, so I'm excited to see what Sunday brings. It'll be bittersweet when Micah Parsons has to sack Dak. Saquon Barkley said something similar about Daniel Jones. Did you see that headline?
No.
A day or two ago. It's basically saying how like he doesn't really root for any of the other guys for the Giants, but that Daniel Jones is his boy. He's not with the Giants now, of course.
Yeah.
Said he's a big Daniel Jones fan.
Well, that's good. I'm glad they're boys. And they're both thriving getting out of New York. Saquon, of course, last year was awesome and won a Super Bowl and got his flowers. And now Daniel Jones, at least through 3 weeks, looks like a saved quarterback who is now kind of getting some flowers.
Mike Gundy gets his flowers as he has been fired from Oklahoma State officially. They pulled the plug on Gundy yesterday, said it's time. It's time. An illustrious 20-plus year career with the Pokes for Mike Gundy. A lot of good quotes over the years, a lot of fun memories. It looked like the Oklahoma State fans I read in the replies some of them were pretty sad about it. Some of them were mad that they pulled the plug and didn't give him a chance to fix it, really.
What? There are people mad that he got fired?
Some they ain't fixing anything over there.
Like Oklahoma State fans or like
some people I saw.
The OAN network fans that like think he like got
well the OAN those fans don't like him anymore.
Oh, they don't?
Because he caved to the woke mob in 2020 over the Black Lives Matter stuff. You remember that?
Kind of, I guess.
Chuba Hubbard, his players were mad at him over his support for OAN. And they basically had him in a hostage situation where he was reading off a teleprompter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you
remember that?
Yeah.
He said, I cannot support this news organization anymore because they do not stand with Black Lives Matter. Like it looked like he was in a hostage room.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
So, yeah.
So he sold out.
Yeah, caved to the woke mob. But no, people were upset because they're saying the reason that Gundy, if you look at it, it was just 2 years ago they were in contention for a Big 12 championship, and then they went 3-9 last year. Apparently, he just doesn't have the booster support anymore. He doesn't have the donor support, and so once you get to that point, it's like,
well, not only does he not have the support, he doesn't have any wins, and the team looks completely lost.
Right. But I think some fans feel that if he had better support, maybe he could turn it around, Maybe they need some more money.
Yeah.
But if there's anybody who's gotten his share of money over the years, it's Mike Gundy.
That one feels like the official end of the old Big 12.
Him being gone?
Yeah.
I love the Big 12.
I feel like it's the end of caring about Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Like Oklahoma State, they ain't got much to offer me now. Like Gundy at least was a tie of like the time when they mattered. So now look at them as like, do they even matter? Do I even care? What could Oklahoma State do to get me to care? And it's probably just like, hey, be in the top 10. And then that's not going to happen.
The Oklahoma State athletic director said this was in the best interest of moving the program forward long term. I expected the results of this season to be different than they've been so far. That goes back to the expectation level Coach Gundy has set for the program, and we have higher expectations than that. So when it appeared it was not going to be met, it felt like for the good of the program, it was time to make the decision. R.I.P. Mike Gundy. Have you seen this tweet going around about Ari Wasserman, the on-3 guy?
Yeah. You're talking about the one where the guys below him just make fun of all the quarterback rankings?
Yeah. Yeah, because he tweeted something yesterday about it's so crazy to me how people just make stuff up in their heads and it just becomes true to them. And then somebody put out his top 10 quarterbacks before the season.
What was he replying to? Somebody had accused him of something. What was the accusation that Ari was responding to? Do you know?
Something to do with Matt Rule. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was hating on Dylan Raiola, but then he's been hyping up DJ Lagway all year.
Yeah,
and
people
stuff like that.
I think they were okay. So Matt Rule had come out and was basically like, "This Patrick Mahomes stuff is dumb. It's a stupid talking point. Let's stop talking about that and look at what he actually does on the field." And then somebody tagged and was like, "Yeah, all the Ari Wasserman and all these other guys, blah blah blah." And then he said the thing about people making stuff up in their heads. So then people were just like, a lot of people are challenging him to break down the film of Dylan Raiola and to actually look and see oh, well, what's he done wrong? Let's actually break down the film versus just bashing people like you're doing, Ari. And then in that someone said and said pointed out basically all the on-3 quarterback rankings had DJ Lagway at number 1. Yeah, so what do these guys know about quarterbacks? Which I kind of agree with. I don't know if it's necessarily fair to dunk on somebody for having rankings wrong before the season. It's not like he's still saying DJ Lagway is good, but at the same time, it was really, really dumb that everyone had DJ Lagway at number 1 last year.
Well, I mean, he also had Arch and Cade Klubnik in his top 5.
Sure.
Nico at number 10. So, yeah, they're dunking
But the DJ Lagway being at number 1 in all those was stupid at the time. He hadn't proven anything. He hadn't shown that he was good. People are really holding on to his 2 of 6 for 50-yard performance against Georgia last year. And, wow, look at those deep throws against Samford. I thought those were really, really stupid. It's not like Ari was the only person beating the DJ Lagway drum, though. Although his mentions were a cesspool. I mean, he seems to be going through it. People are on his ass yesterday. And then, of course, when you get there and you get the people that are calling him a stupid fat Jew, he's then mad about that. And then,
who's a stupid fat Jew?
Ari Wasserman. So then he's mad about that. And then, it just I
didn't know he was fat.
Well, he replied to somebody. It's I used to be fat. He's I weighed 228 pounds and lost more than 100 pounds in the past year. Used to be much fatter and still working on it. Speaking of working on things, you ever think about seeing a therapist to help with whatever has gone wrong with you, he asks?
That's funny. That's it for the news.
You got one more you got to get to.
I mean, I got stuff for the next hour. What am I missing here?
It's awesome, baby. Dickie V is cancer-free.
Again.
OMG. My doctor, Rick Brown, said that my PET scan was a success. He said to me 4 words that cancer patients love to hear. You are cancer-free. So thanks for all your prayers. Please donate to help kids versus cancer through the V Foundation.
I mean, good for him, but how many times are we going to hear this update?
Wow.
Didn't it? Well, I feel like, maybe I'm wrong.
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like the last news I heard about Dickie V was he was cancer-free.
Wow.
It's always a good announcement when you're cancer-free, Cody.
Yeah, but is he just going to tweet it every day? Maybe I'm being insensitive.
Wow.
I'm glad he's cancer-free. I mean, that's good. It's good to hear. I don't know how many times I need to hear it.
Well, I don't know if you know, but sometimes it comes back. Sometimes, it's not a one-time thing.
Oh, I know.
It's intermission. Okay, well, it's coming. That's so rude.
Well, let's hope he stays cancer-free forever. That's what I want.
You're so rude. That's sad. Go to break, Sam. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
Streaming worldwide at FanRunRadio.com and on the free FanRun app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, FanRun Radio, Knoxville.
It's football time at Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for the drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit BlackfordVetSurgery.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Tweet last night from ESPN Insights, which I feel like if I was a fan of this team, I'd be like, well, really, guys? Do we really need to post this? I don't know what the purpose is, but ESPN Insights tweeted out last night at about 10:30, probably right as you're getting ready to lay your head to bed and try to go to sleep. Florida has almost the same chance to lose out and finish 1-11, 3.8%, as it does to become bowl eligible. 5.7%, according to ESPN Analytics. Which okay, but like, why are we tweeting this out? What's the point? Stop it.
Oh, I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it too. But if I was a Florida fan, I'd be like, oh man, what? 50 Cent meme. Why are you saying bleep me for?
Just remind the nation how bad they are. 3.8%
chance to go 1-11, a 5.7% chance of just getting to 6-6.
I'll say I was part of the wrong crowd on Florida. I thought the way they played last year, I thought Billy got the team back and they would be better this year. But, I don't know. The South Florida loss that's a terrible loss. But the last two, at LSU and at Miami, that's at number 3 and at number 4. Like, people are still saying Florida's got a good defense, but the defense is pretty sound. They haven't lost that yet, at least. Do they have any chance to turn it around?
I mean, their defense is still really good. So, like, I'll say they have some type of chance to turn it around and, like, still be competitive. Like, I don't think they're going 1-11, but, like, when you say turn it around, what do you mean? Like, get to that bowl game, get to 6-6? Because that's not enough to save Billy Napier's job.
I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games left against the top 15. Not just the top 25, the top 15. And we're the lowest ranked one at number 15.
Well, that just, further goes. Like, the Florida hype, the DJ Lagway hype, it never made sense to me just because of their schedule. Like, at LSU, at Miami, before you get out of September, that's tough for anybody in the country.
I mean,
Texas, at Texas A&M, Georgia, at Ole Miss, Tennessee, Florida. I mean, I don't think we thought Florida State was A&M good, but, like, that's tough for anybody in the country, much less a team that, can't score any damn points. So, I turn it around. No, like, there's zero chance they turn it around. Like, could they beat somebody? Sure.
Yeah.
They pull an upset? Sure.
When I say turn it around, I mean get to a bowl game.
No.
You don't think there's 3 more wins on that schedule?
3?
At Kentucky?
They need 5.
Huh?
They need 5 wins. They only got 1.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, you're right. I don't know what I was.
No, they got to find 5 wins.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. That's cooked.
Yeah,
that's over with.
They got to go. They got to go 6-3, or excuse me, 5-3 down the end of the season. Now that ain't happening.
No, I think I was looking at it like maybe they'll get 2 more wins and then they'll have 3 wins. That's what I was.
They can beat Mississippi State at home. They can win at Kentucky, and that's just 3 wins for them. They still have to find 3 other against Texas, at Texas A&M, Georgia, at Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Florida State. Nah, that ain't happening, bro.
You beat Texas, you're 2-3, 2-4 losing at A&M. If you split those, and then you beat Mississippi State. If you get to 3-4, 3-4 after Mississippi State going into Georgia,
you'd still be cooked.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
The question is, how bad does it get? When do you pull the plug? You've now got, 4 teams already ready to make a hire, right? Vatech, Oklahoma State, UCLA, and am I missing one?
Vatech, UCLA, Oklahoma State.
Wasn't there a 4th one that just came open?
Those are the only 3 important ones.
Okay,
as far as I know.
Okay, maybe it's 3. Maybe I'm wrong. But you've already had 3 come open. No juggernauts yet. No top tier jobs. I wouldn't even say there's a tier 1 or a tier 2 job in those first 3. No. I don't even know if you'd say a tier 3 job. Maybe you could tell me Vatech is a tier 3 job just when you look at the area, the conference, the fact that they're the biggest state or the biggest school in their state. Like, you could maybe tell me they're tier 3, but it feels closer to like tier 4 for me.
Yeah, Florida outranks all those, obviously.
Oh, by far, yeah. Is Florida still a tier 1 job?
How many teams are in the tier?
I don't know.
How many jobs are in the tier?
I'm not going to tell you. Like, you can kind of figure that out yourself.
I'm going to say no.
It's kind of like an A-lister in acting. Like, there's not a finite number of them. If everyone's really famous, then they're just really famous. But, like,
I think I'd say no at this point, but you'll always have that talent down there, though. Like, that's always going to be an allure.
I think the talent's a little overrated.
in the state of Florida?
Yeah.
Because of the competition or what do you mean?
That, and I just feel like when you look at the actual like per capita, I saw a stat that had the per capita of like the Florida talent and like how many of them actually make the NFL. And like it just doesn't pan out like the other elite states.
Well, I mean, in terms of making the NFL.
Well, yeah, just like the actual like elite like blue chip talent.
But
like
if you're wanting to
Georgia's
coach,
talent, Georgia's in-state talent, Georgia, those guys. Now maybe it also has to do with going to the state, going to the University of Georgia and being coached up. But like they just had such a higher hit rate of their talent actually like panning out and like being those elite players.
That might speak more to that though. Yeah. That Florida hasn't had a coach to develop anybody in so long.
Neither has Florida State, and Miami hasn't really either. So yeah, maybe that's more of a college problem.
I don't know. I've always just the speed down there is what you always hear about. Those guys out there there's that one county, I forget the name of it, but it's where these guys, it's just like a fertile recruiting ground. Like you just have all these guys that are just running through the Everglades down there. It's like, there's I'll have to find it, but
Broward.
Well, that's where Miami is.
You're talking about Pahokee?
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Where they chase rabbits?
That's where Joe Milton's from.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, where they chase the
rabbits.
That's
where Nukees Richardson was from, down there in Pahokee, Florida. They just chase a bunch of rabbits. But the thing is, maybe like those players just are really good and really fast. But like Tennessee's experience with them, they couldn't really stay out of trouble, is what it felt like. But I don't know. I feel like Florida's in such a weird position in the SEC as we're talking about those schedules in the first hour. As we're looking at Tennessee's schedule this year, like, do you feel good? Do you feel good about getting Florida in November? Because I think we were all happy about that at the beginning of the year. They've been kind of a disaster in September, especially offensively. Do you wish that we would have gotten them in September instead, or are we still content with November? Because a part of the equation of what we were thinking is that their season could fall apart and they'd be going through all this turmoil and having players opt out, having people transfer, having people, basically shut the season down because it's gone so poorly. That 100% feels like it's coming by the time you get to game 11.
Yeah, I think either one would have worked. I think this team might just be bad. Either one of those, November, September, October, I think I'd take it any way you give it to me this year. If we don't win in the damn swamp this year, something's gone horribly wrong. I mean, this team sucks.
I still think ultimately, like despite their offensive woes, I still think I'd rather play them in November.
Well, by that point in time, yeah, I mean, what's the best that their record could be? They're going to lose to Georgia. They're going to lose probably at Ole Miss. Let's say they split Texas and A&M. Let's just, for the sake of argument, they got 3 more losses at most. At most, I think they're 4-6 at best. I mean,
yeah,
I think they're 4-6 coming into the Tennessee game. That's with only 3 more losses.
Absolute great take by me, Sam, to say that was going to be our trap game. Going on the road against some team that everyone just kind of overlooking. There's some team that's just kind of who's going to grab us, who's the Arkansas, blah, blah, blah. Like
now, what if they are 4-6 and they haven't canned Billy, and Billy's got the boys rallying for the bowl game?
They've won 3 in a row, and Tennessee's coming to town.
He's like, all we got to do, we can get back to a bowl game. We just beat Tennessee and Florida State. We got them both at home.
Yeah, I don't see them even having the 4 wins, but yeah, I just saw that, and I was like, man, that'd suck to be a Florida fan. And I think we talk about it all the time, or at least I think it all the time. It's very nice to be in the position Tennessee's in every sport. Like, I just thought it was crazy that Rick Barnes outlasted Bruce Pearl. Like, that to me was crazy thinking about yesterday and the day before. Is this? I just don't think we thought Rick Barnes was going to outlast Bruce Pearl's tenure at Auburn, just when you look at the age difference. Retirement Rick, was the joke. And, I think even people that were high on Rick didn't think he'd still be coaching at 2025, signing a lifetime contract to, assumedly coach another 3 or 4 years. Whereas Auburn now has to go through their, succession plan and kind of figure stuff out. I think it's great the stability Tennessee has there in basketball. And then, of course, football, like, sometimes it's still amazing to think about where we were at in 2021 versus where we're at now. and arguing with these fans and doing these tiers and, being able to just say, well, the two top 10 finishes the last 2 years or 2 of the last 3 years, that's pretty damn stout. And this year, I mean, it feels like Tennessee's headed for a top 20 finish at the very least. And that might be underselling it. You're just in such a good position because I worry, and, with the UCLA, the Vatech, even the Florida job, if it comes open, I just worry about what these schools can actually go out and hire now with the way the timeline's set up. And it even gets even more complicated now that the NCAA is like, hey, we're just going to do that one transfer portal window now. All of it just becomes so scary. The unknown is scary.
It all just comes down to getting the right coach. I mean, there's a radio guy in Nashville, Bill King. You know Bill King?
I know Bill.
He used to always say, that was always his thing. He said, if you get the hire right, everything else falls into place. But you have to get the hire right. It sounds so simple, but if you've got a coach, everything else works itself out. And you also need a good athletic department, obviously, I think, in today's
I don't even know what getting the hire right means, though.
It means hiring a good football coach.
I know, but everyone thought Billy Napier was a good football coach. Everyone thought Chip Kelly was a good football coach when he went to UCLA. Like, all these schools have hired good football coaches, and it just doesn't work. Like, you have to have a lot of luck with it, too.
Everybody thinks they're hiring a good football coach, but I think the fit matters, too. Like, it's not just about, is he a good football coach or not? It's like, does he fit with our program? Is he in line with the athletic director and the boosters and the community? And, like, I feel like there's a lot more that goes into it other than just he's good X's and O's, Can he motivate these kids he's recruiting? Can he develop them?
It just also feels like you have to have some luck to win some games to actually, like, get the proof of concept.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like Scott Frost losing all those close games at Nebraska. Like, if he wins a handful, if you just like switch like 5 of those close game things, he probably gets extended and he's probably like still coaching there. But instead, they lost every one of those games.
I mean, you could say the exact same thing for our coach. Imagine if Joe Milton never gets hurt and Hendon Hooker doesn't get an opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. Like, that's why I think there's luck to it. No, I mean, I think you're 100% right there, Sam. I don't know what Tennessee would have been in 2021 with Joe Milton.
Well, imagine if that Alabama game goes the other way in 22. Very well could have. Probably should have, I
don't know if that one game would have been enough to, like, derail everything, but you never know what would have happened the rest of the season.
That one game caused the university to have a spike in admissions and just, like, status and everything. I think when people saw us tear those goalposts down and take them into the river that night, like, that inspired a nation to, like, we want to go to Tennessee.
If Alabama made the kick, would that same thing have happened?
No.
You don't think so? You think it was the rushing the field? Like, you don't think it was just the atmosphere and the game and everything, like seeing the crowd?
Everything combined, yeah, but it was the perfect storm that went your way.
I was wondering what would happen if
that
you, like,
CBS shot of the whole crowd on the field after all orange. Like, I think everyone in the country looked at that and said, damn, I want to be a Tennessee fan right now.
So you don't think people watched, like, the Georgia game this year and like thought the same thing of, like, wow, like, the Tennessee seems really cool. Like, this seems like a really fun place because we lost.
I mean, I think you got like 98% of the way there, but it's like that final
2%,
just
the thing that actually makes a difference.
I think you got about 85% of the way there. I don't think you could top 2022 Bama. I think that did a lot for you as a university, not just a program, but as a university, hell, as a damn city. I mean, nobody can afford rent around here anymore because of that.
Well, it set you up for a season like this one in 2025 where you have some real key pieces, here from the fallout of that recruiting. This team's made up with some young talent. A lot of them probably fell in love with Tennessee on that visit, so it does kind of build the team. And now you head to Mississippi State this weekend with a lot to prove, it feels like, nationally. And I think to the fan base also maybe a lot to prove. We'll dive into that after the break. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
Can't get enough FanRun Radio? Download the free FanRun app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has.
White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Halls High School's Dom Culp. The senior linebacker led the Red Devils to their first win of the season last week, 38-24 over William Blunt. Culp finished with 13 total tackles, including a sack, and also had 1 interception as Halls improved to 1-3 on the season. Halls High School's Dom Culp, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Hip, hip.
A lot of pressure on Tennessee this weekend, in my opinion, to not stumble at Mississippi State. They're going into a hornet's nest. Does this feel similar as the Arkansas game last year? I mean, or is it still – because like all offseason, I think we thought of it as beneath the Arkansas game. Hey, Mississippi State, not as good, 2-win season, not actually a threat. When you look at it now that the season's here and you know that they've actually won a big home game and they're undefeated and the bells are going to be ringing, is it still beneath Arkansas? Is it the same level of Arkansas? Is it above Arkansas? Like, how do you rank it?
Yeah, I think the narrative has changed. I think I'd put it more like Arkansas last year, going to Arkansas.
So you look at it as like Arkansas. Sam, what about you?
Like, are you asking if this is more of a threatening environment than Arkansas?
Yeah. If you view this as I'm just kind of looking at like the threat level, if you want to look at it that way, threat level, concern level.
I would say this is a little bit more threatening than Arkansas, to be honest with you.
Bubba,
I think
concur?
Mississippi State's an underrated environment when that place gets rocking. And I think just the momentum that they've got from this season so far, like at the very least, like that first half is going to be rocking.
I think that this could be our trap game.
Okay, so it sounds like you three are all kind of worried then.
Threat level similar.
I mean,
what I would say.
They have a good win, I would say, over a ranked opponent Arizona State at the time.
They do.
We have some, I would say, average wins.
Here's
Do you think their win against Arizona State more impressive than our win against Syracuse?
Yeah.
Much more? Comparable? Because I don't know if I agree if it's much being at home versus neutral site. Arizona State, if we're judging them off of last year, yeah, but like have they been impressive in their other games? I feel like they haven't really been. Syracuse did beat Clemson on the road. I know Clemson's not anything necessarily special, but like I don't know. I think I look at the way we handled Syracuse from start to finish. Is that not more impressive than beating Arizona State at home on a last second touchdown? Maybe not. I think they're at least close, but
I think the biggest thing that you've got to be feeling good about maybe is despite Mississippi, or maybe you could say the flip side too, despite Syracuse or Mississippi State winning that football game against Arizona State, they ran for 250 yards as a team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the bread and butter of the Heupel offense. And so you feel like if you're able to run the football, maybe you can kind of take some of the air out of that stadium a little bit.
Arizona State beat Baylor on the road this last week by 3. I mean, that's a solid conference win.
I tell you my concern. I do think we're going to be able to run all over them, which should bode well. The way that we were able to run the football, I think we should be able to outscore them. My concern is that they're going to torch our defense in the pass game. Blake Shapen in that Arizona State game, 279 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Jeff Lebby is a pretty good offensive coach. We are dead last in the conference right now in pass defense.
And explosive plays, we're down near the bottom, giving up explosive plays.
Dead last. And in scoring defense, I think we're 15th out of 16. We're giving up too many damn points. So I'm a little bit worried about, I don't want to say getting in a shootout. I hope our defense has got enough to make a couple of key stops, but man, with these corners out, we just and not just the corners, but over the middle, our pass defense has not been good so far this year.
The Colton Hood stats are crazy. I saw that per target he's given up 0.2 yards, lowest in the country. Colton Hood's been a stud.
Well, the safeties, the rest of the secondary hasn't been stud-like.
They had 2 receivers pop off against Arizona State. Brennan Thompson, 6 catches, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Anthony Evans, the third, 9 catches, 108 yards, 1 touchdown. So they did kind of have that Josh Heupel offense-like explosion from their wide receivers.
You could say it's too early in the season to be too worried about having the dead last ranked pass defense, but I think we've seen enough that it's fair to say we've got some issues.
I think it's too early. Now, I do think we have some issues, but I thought we handled Syracuse all right when we had to. I think Georgia busted our ass on a couple of really perfect plays. To me, tackling, I'm more worried about tackling than I am necessarily the secondary getting beat too many times deep down the field. By the way, Jackson Moy put out last night that he's back. Well, put out a tweet that assumed it implied he was back. It had a Bible verse, and I want to say he had something along the lines of "feels good to be back" on it.
Oh,
Sam gives me a look that makes me nervous.
He's posted those 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, this one actually had some text with it.
I just remember the last couple. It was
said,
some
"Let's
eyeball
ride."
emojis and the.
Well, this one said, "Let's ride."
I'd hope.
God, thank you is all I could truly say. Him in a jersey and it says, "Let's ride," with a song playing, "Baby, I'm back."
I mean, I expect him to be back.
Okay,
but I'm just saying he has done it the last couple weeks.
He has, but this one has a song, "Baby, I'm back," and says, "Let's ride." And plus, it's more time for him to get healthy, and people have said, "Hey, he's close." So
I thought "Baby, I'm back, let's ride" was the Bible verse.
No Bible verse this time. This time it just says, God, thank you is all I can say. But I'm going to say that Jackson Moy's back. If not, I'm going to block him on Twitter. That way I don't see any more of these updates. I'm going to make sure that I quit looking at all these players' social media, because to me that's an announcement that he'll be playing. So Tennessee should be a little bit healthier on the defensive front. I know that's not the secondary, but the hip bone is connected to the femur. And, if you get out there and you get a better pass rush,
right,
that helps your secondary a little bit.
So what's your concern level on getting torched in the pass game?
Getting torched?
Getting torched. I mean, what do you consider getting torched? I mean, I don't think we're going to give up 400 yards passing, but 300?
I would be surprised if we gave up 300 yards in a close game. Now, if it's one where Tennessee scores 50 points and it's a little bit of a mini shootout, throw stats out the window. But Arizona State gave up 279 yards, 3 touchdowns in a game that was 24-20. I consider that having their secondary torched a bit. But I expect my biggest concern is just Tennessee's road woes and being sloppy. That to me is my concern. Not so much the secondary, because I do still trust Colton Hood. I think he's a stud, and I haven't lost all faith in Ty Redmond. So I do think our corners are still good enough.
Is this a survive and advance game?
To me, yeah. Yeah, to me this is just a win on the road. We don't need style points. If we have 2 losses later in the season, then hey, you might need to beat Florida by 20. You know what I mean? You might need style points down the road against Kentucky or against Florida. But until Tennessee has a second loss, I'm not worried about style points. Mississippi State might end up being an absolute train wreck this season, but right now, perception-wise, they're not.
So if we win this game 28-27, you'll be happy?
That's a good question, because as we talk about it, I felt the same way about Oklahoma last year. Just win the game. But then it did get held against you that you looked so bad in the second half, and that you quote unquote only won by, was it 8 points, 10 points? I guess we won by whatever it was.
It was 25-15, wasn't it?
Okay.
Something weird.
Yeah, they hit a weird 2-point conversion at the end when we should have had a pick six or whatever it was, or a scoop six.
I think you were up 25-9, and then they scored, right?
Yeah.
And then didn't get the 2-point conversion.
Maybe that's it. I thought they scored twice, maybe even to.
It was a weird score.
Was it not 25-3? I want to say it was 25.
At one point it was.
Yeah, late in the third quarter, it was 25-3, and you let them score 2 touchdowns to kind of give them.
Yeah, you won the game 25-15. But yeah, you're right. It was 25-3.
And then everybody looked at it and said, "Oh, you only won by 10. You didn't do much in the second half. That Oklahoma win wasn't that impressive." Tennessee didn't get many style points last year. If they had beaten Oklahoma 25-3 or 32-9, I think we look at that as a big time win. Instead, it was kind of it was a gross game. So I say we don't need style points. And as I sit here today on Wednesday, I just want to win the game. But I don't think style points ever hurt you. You know what I mean? I hope Josh Heupel, and I don't think he will, because he likes Jeff Lebby. They have a relationship. Last year, he didn't run the score up on him when he could have. I don't think he will this time. I think if you're in that locker room right now, if you're in that coaching staff, you're just saying, let's win. It's all about winning, 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 winning.
I'm a little worried about our defense in this game, but, another thing that should give you comfort is we haven't scored fewer than 41 points this year, and that was against Georgia. So we might have the best offense we've ever had.
Is that number 1 offense in the SEC, right, in terms of scoring? So, you talk about the defense, the passing defense being last. I think we should point out the offense.
Oh, absolutely.
First. And, 51 carries, 251 yards for Arizona State on the road at Mississippi State. Now, they didn't turn into a lot of points, and Sam Levitt threw 2 interceptions and only had 82 passing yards. So maybe Mississippi State's secondary is really damn good. But, if you tell me that Arizona State's going to run for 250 yards against Mississippi State, I think Tennessee should run for 250 yards. And to me, Cody, you ask about what my biggest concern is, and yes, the sloppiness, it's the road woes. But if you ask me what my biggest area of confidence is right now, it's run game. But also, I just think that unlike last year at Arkansas, I think you have an offensive line you can lean on with or without David Sanders. The pass protection's been really good. Joey Aguilar doesn't hold the ball too long. You lost the Arkansas game because you lost confidence that Nico could sit back there and make plays. that A, they could protect him, and that B, he'd get the ball out on time. And right now, look, knock on wood, famous last words, all those things. Right now, I have a high level of confidence in our pass protection holding up and Joey being able to feel pressure, read pressure, and get the ball out where it's supposed to be. Tennessee's defense held their own against Arkansas last year. You didn't lose the game because of the defense.
Right.
You lost
that was a better
defense.
defense.
Yeah, but it was. But you're also your offense, like, you could have won the game just by scoring, 30 points.
Yeah. I do think the difference this year, like you said, you got a quarterback going on the road in this game. You didn't have that at Arkansas. So
you were able to force a lot of field goals against Arkansas, it felt like last year.
Or just straight up fourth down stops.
Right. Something that the stat that I've seen that's jumped out the most to me in this game is that State's the best offensive red zone team in the country, and we're 103rd in opponent red zone conversion.
Okay. I want a little bit more data on that. Now, Georgia, I feel like we held Georgia to a field goal in the first half. We got a pretty big goal line stop there.
A lot of our numbers we've been giving up were against UAB and ETSU, which aren't necessarily games that you care about looking at the data points.
Like, I feel like UAB and ETSU only got to the red zone whenever it was like garbage time and time to let up a score.
Right, and I think that matters.
We got to stop against Syracuse on the goal line too at the end of the game, to get the cover. So those are two red zone. I don't know if they consider that a stop, Sam giving up a field goal or not. To me, that's a win. But you stopped Georgia in the first half. You stopped them. You stopped Syracuse at the end of the game. I want a little bit more data on that before I freak out about it. Because like Cody said, UAB, ETSU, like, you weren't necessarily playing your starters the times they were actually in the red zone. Because when I see that red zone stat, at least, like, I don't know, I think of like being able to, like, you need to be able to like run the ball in the red zone, and I don't know if Mississippi State can do that. So we'll see. 30 carries for 66 yards for them against Arizona State. I expect Tennessee to be able to bottle up their run. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. We'll play some overrated, underrated. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com. Now, it's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250-plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
Braves make it 10 in a row with the win over the Nationals. I'm Barrett Salee, and this is your Braves Radio Network morning update.
Get clean car happy all season long at Tidal Wave with exclusive membership discounts, giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for more information.
The Braves are now the 7th team in the major leagues this year to top the 10-win mark in terms of winning streaks. They topped the Nationals 3-2 in Game 2 of the 3-game set last night. Hurston Waldrop now 6-1 on the season. He went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, only 1 earned run, walked 4, and struck out 5. But it was Michael Harris II, again, the star of the show for his second straight night. He was 2 for 3, 2 home runs and 2 RBI. And Ronald Acuna Jr. added another one as the bats did just enough. 6 hits on the night. Early one coming up on Wednesday. Bryce Elder gets the ball. He's 8-10 as a 5.36 ERA and 124 strikeouts. Andrew Alvarez going for the Nationals. He's 1-1, has a 2.84 ERA and 15 strikeouts. Wake up early for a leadoff show, 11 a.m. Eastern time, and first pitch with Ben and Joe across the street at Truist Park, 12:15 p.m. Eastern, 11:15 a.m. Central Time, right here on the Braves Radio Network.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FANRUN Radio.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332-941.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Overrated, underrated on Wednesday. FANRUN Radio, Talk Sports said, not in my house. I ain't talking to Kimbe. Johnny Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee Volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost, John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Let's hit some Hour 3 headlines. What you got, Cody Mack?
Thank you, John. Baseball news. Baseball. We shift gears to baseball for a minute. The Mets rallied. They've retaken control of the last wild card.
I hate baseball.
You hate baseball?
Just whenever I hate caring about it. I don't really care about it, but then I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if the Reds make the playoffs. So then I pay attention. They win a couple games. Hey, all of a sudden they got control of the wild card spot. Oh, they got the Pirates coming to town. Boom. Now they're down 4-0 to the Reds. But I'm like, oh, okay. Or they're down 4-0 to the Pirates. End up losing 4-2. Then I got the Mets and Cubs. I'm like, okay, well, at least the Cubs are up, I think, 6-1. So that's good. At least the Cubs are beating the Mets. It's 6-1. The next thing you know, boom, the Mets score 5 runs in the 5th, and now it's tied. And then the Mets win it with a 2-run 8th inning to win 9-7, and now the Reds are a game out. And I don't really care, but then I kind of care. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, it's a finicky sport, that's for sure, but it is America's pastime.
I think I just completely missed. I don't think I was aware of what was happening, though, in the AL Central. I think that's where I'm talking about, as the Detroit Tigers have gagged up a 12.5 game lead over the last, basically since the middle of July. They're up 12.5, and they're on a 7-game losing streak. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Guardians have won 9 of the last 10. And last night, the Guardians beat the Tigers and now sit in first place in the Central, as the Tigers are now kind of clinging to their playoff life because the Astros are right there, only a game behind them for that last wildcard spot. Big-time collapse by the Tigers.
Pretty much a month ago, August 25th, they had a 12.5.
Oh, August 25th. Okay, I thought it was July 25th. No. Okay, thank you for that correction. Yeah, that's even crazier. August 25th. So, yeah, a month ago, they've lost 12.5 games. That is almost unheard of.
Also, the Mariners and the Yankees have clinched. So,
all right.
It's all shaping up this week in the baseball playoffs.
Speaking of collapses, Minnesota Lynx blowing that 20-point lead in the third quarter last night as the Mercury beat them in overtime to tie up that series 1-1. My girl Nafisa Collier, a little bit of a choke artist. Little bit of a choke artist, but Asia Wilson and the Aces, they even that series up.
Cutthroat league. What the hell's happening with the Liberty firing their coach a year after winning a title?
It is a cutthroat league. It is a cutthroat league. I thought that was crazy. Not to get too far into the New York Liberty, Sam, but they dealt with injuries all year. Breonna Stewart was hurt all year. Ionescu was hurt all year. They couldn't really ever get together and mesh. At one point, they looked like they were going to repeat, but then they get knocked out in the first round to a good Mercury team, in a hotly contested series, and they fire the coach a year after winning the title. I mean, it's kind of what happened to Frank Vogel, though, right? The Lakers got rid of him after winning that bubble title. After basically a year and a half, coaches get fired in the NBA all the time after winning Coach of the Year, so it's not that unique, but damn, my Lynx blew a 20-point lead, Cody. Lost in overtime.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Alabama has a key injury. Jamarion Latham has suffered a neck injury in practice on Tuesday. The Tide coach, Kalen DeBoer, said in a statement he had full feeling and motion, but he's currently undergoing a thorough medical assessment to determine the next step in his recovery. Looking like he may not play in their upcoming game against Georgia. That's a big one. That is a big one. Well, I guess maybe he hasn't been playing anyway. He didn't play in Alabama's 2 victories because he had
cut Bubba's mic off. I can hear him typing on the computer.
Not bad.
No, you're good.
I guess he had an injury before this, so now he's got another injury. So anyway, he's not going to play. Do the Titans?
They suck. Yeah, they suck.
No, I mean, don't they have a guy named Latham?
Yeah,
isn't he from
Latham.
Alabama?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's this guy's brother, Jamarion Latham.
I would say probably.
This guy's a linebacker, though.
Sam's making a face saying no, but I see the vision J.C. Latham and then J.M. Latham, because he goes by Ja Mario. You said
Jamari J-A-H dash.
Yeah, there's a hyphen there, so I could see maybe him going by J.M. Latham. I'm going to say they are related, maybe not brothers, but maybe cousins in the same family. What do you got, Sam? Have you got to the bottom of it yet?
I think they're both brothers.
J.C. Latham and did you say Ja Mario?
Jamarion.
Marion.
Marien.
It doesn't seem like it.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah. Deion Sanders is dismissing the revenge angle versus BYU. He says, we ain't with that get back stuff Tuesday. I ain't with that get back stuff. I'm with that let's get them stuff. They played their butts off, kicked our butts in the bowl game. Now we have a whole new team. BYU thumped Colorado in the Alamo Bowl back in December, 36-14. So now Deion will get another shot at him. These Deion headlines don't hit the same, do they?
No.
They're not what they once were. Well, here's one for you. Oregon police have recovered partial remains of a dismembered woman in an 80-year-old cold case.
J.C. Latham went to IMG. The other guy went to like a 1-star small Alabama school. Never mind. My bad.
No relation.
No relation.
Yeah.
Give me that body story again.
Police in Oregon say they've recovered the partial remains of Oak Grove Jane Doe, evidence that had once been in police hands in the state's oldest unidentified person case. She was killed nearly 80 years ago and dismembered, and they've recently recovered partial remains of her. It was an 80-year-old cold case. The remains were first discovered back on April 12th, 1946, in a burlap sack in the Willamette River south of Portland.
Do we think that she has very many like living relatives that like have been looking for closure, or is this just kind of like?
I doubt it.
Yeah, 80 years is crazy. I mean, like, you know, if somebody dies 25, 30 years ago, you probably have people still looking for answers. But like 80 years, I think I'm just kind of letting that one go.
An examination revealed the victim was a middle-aged white woman, likely between 30 and 50 years old and petite in stature. The cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Following her death, the body was dismembered and remains were placed in several burlap sacks before being discarded in the river. So they have just found additional remains of this woman 80 years later. I'm going to guess the killer is probably dead.
I think that's fair to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Because to kill, he stands to reason he was probably at least 20 years old.
Yeah,
1946.
So. Yeah.
Sister Jean's still out there.
There could be a 100-year-old murderer just out here walking the streets. Yeah, I killed her.
Rolling.
Yeah, it was me.
Rolling the streets. I doubt he's
right.
walking.
Send me to prison. Yeah, I'd say he's probably rolling the streets at this point. If you find a 100-year-old murderer,
can you send him to prison?
Do you send him to prison, or you just let him kind of, like if you didn't catch him for 80 years, I mean, you know what I mean?
I think you gotta execute him to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah, maybe so. It's a wild story, though.
There's probably so many people out there like that. So many remains that we don't even know about.
Oh, you know it.
Just out in the woods.
Well, it's like when the Hoover Dam got low. There's 87 bodies in here. They just had no idea, you know. Jackson Dart getting the start this week. Did we talk about that?
Say that one more time.
Jackson Dart. Did we talk about him?
We have not. No. Well, no. The end of Russell Wilson. You kind of knew it was coming. Russell. That was one of the worst games I've ever seen a quarterback play against the Chiefs. Like just nothing but dump down. Just nothing but conservativeness, which was crazy because of how well he played against the Cowboys. I know the Cowboys secondary sucks. I know that game was just crazy, but like Russ seemed like he didn't even want to take any shots down the field. I know that they were saying the Chiefs were in that too deep safety look, but like you can't go from, hey, looks kind of competent to completely incompetent just because of a two safety look. If all it takes is two safeties being out there to make you look like you don't know how to play football, then you can't play. I'm excited to see Jackson Dart. I need him to turn Malik Neighbors into a good player again. Because Lord knows Russell didn't do it last week. Barely threw in the damn ball.
CBS Sports going after Dabo. They said Dabo Swinney could be the next Mike Gundy if things don't change soon.
Dabo Swinney could be the next new Mike Gundy?
If he doesn't change.
I don't see Dabo letting it ever get to the point where he's winning 3 games a year and losing by 70.
Nah, me neither.
So I'm going to say no to that. Now, like, you know, going from like in the conversation of relevancy and being thought of as an elite coach to an afterthought to like, you know, getting ran out of town. Okay, I could see that, but it'll never get as bad. I do worry about old Dabo, though. Does seem like he's cooked.
Yeah. Des Bryant wants Zach Robinson from the Falcons. That's who he's endorsing as the head coach.
Does he have Oklahoma State ties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He played there, yeah.
He was a poke. McDonald's bringing back the Monopoly game next month.
Oh, baby. I'm going to start eating McDonald's again. I love the Monopoly game. I was talking with Jesse Simonton, Slow Mesh, wherever you get your Fan Run podcast, and he pointed out like 33, there are 33 coaches on Clemson's staff. 21 of them are either Clemson players or coaches who have only coached at Clemson. And that feels really gross to me.
Yeah, that kind of seems like he's just keeping it in the family and not really working to hire real coaches.
Yeah, it's like the cult mentality. Like, why do they look outdated? Why do they look like they have been doing the same stuff all the time? Why haven't they evolved? Well, they have no new faces in there. Like, everybody, like I said, all the linebackers, running back coaches, wide receivers, all those guys are just former players that haven't really coached anywhere else, or just grad assistants that have worked their way up. He's got 2 of his own kids on staff. It's just 21 of those 33 are just guys that will not ever challenge him for anything and force him to grow and adapt and evolve, which is why they have not done any of those things. I thought that was a crazy number.
It is. Colton Hood mocked as a first-round draft pick in the latest, according to William, the latest mock draft.
The numbers are impressive. The film is impressive. That's another big win for Tennessee in the recruiting.
That is a big win. I'd just like to have one more. Can I get Gibson or McCoy? Just one of them. Somebody.
It ain't going to be Gibson. It ain't going to be Gibson.
Well, then McCoy.
Although I think they're leaving the door open for Gibson to return in a potential playoff game is the last I've heard. Like, he could maybe be ready by like December.
Can we just get Jermod healthy, please?
You get Jermod out there, like you'll have 2 first-round corners.
I know. How good are we going to be then?
I keep saying it. While other teams are going to start getting banged up, Tennessee should be in position to start getting some actual blue chippers back and actually get healthy.
Jermod McCoy might be the difference in you being a legit national title contender and not being one.
Well, he could be, because all those concerns about the defense go out the door if you have 2 first-round corners out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. I wouldn't be too worried about Blake Shapen torching us if we had him out there.
You guys are being so damn negative.
I'm not trying to be negative. I just maybe torch is the wrong word. I don't like what I've seen from this pass defense so far this year. Maybe they'll lock in.
Yeah, I think torched is a very strong word.
Torched may be too strong.
I just think it's going to be a battle. Like, I don't think it's going to be a game that we go out there and go win by 14 points or anything like that. Hope I'm wrong.
I don't necessarily feel a blowout coming, but like I feel like Tennessee's going to win. I feel like Tennessee's going to be able to run the ball kind of at will. A 14-point, you don't see 14-point victory? Because I see 14. I don't see anything over like 20. I know some people are seeing like 24 points or more. Like I'm not necessarily there yet, but I think Tennessee wins this by at least 10 to 14 points. Is kind of how I feel.
How many do you think we're going to give
that
up?
Spread's sitting at 7.5.
Yeah. It started at 10.5, went down to 7.5. So, like, it's tough to win on the road in the SEC. It is.
I kind of see I could see a 7-point win where they somehow just backdoor cover by a half point, or I can see a 10-point win. That's what I'm seeing in my head right now.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, like, you look at the 7.5-point spread, it reminds me of like Ole Miss going to Kentucky, where you fall down early, but then you kind of take control of the game. Next thing you know, you're up 10, but then they come down and kick a field goal to win. So, like, yeah, it's that 10 to 7 range.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could see that playing out there too, for sure.
Let's do our old exercise of how many points do you need to win?
Just one more than Mississippi State. Am I right? No, not right. Okay.
I'm going to say 28.
28. Bubba, how many points does Tennessee need to win?
Seeing that the over-under is around 62, I'm going to say we need at least 33.
Okay. I'll go with, to make me feel confident, I'd go 27. If you tell me we score fewer than 27, I'd be worried. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, if you tell me we score 24, I still think there's a chance we win the game. Like, I wouldn't write that off, but like my confidence would drop a little bit. At 27, I feel like 80% sure we win at 27 points. At 24, that goes down to like 55%.
I'm really intrigued to see what Joey looks like on the road.
I'd be disappointed if we didn't score at least 27 points. I'd be disappointed if we didn't get to 30. You know, like the idea of Josh Heupel and his offense is that you can roll out of bed and get to 30 points if you got a competent quarterback. Like,
well, 34-27's been in my head all week.
That's how it was in 2022. You rolled out of bed and scored 35.
34-27, I mean, that's right. That's pretty much right on the implied score. I mean, if it's a 60, what did you say the point total was, Bubba? 61?
62 and a half.
So, yeah, I mean, 34-27 puts you right there at 61. It's a 7-point spread. I mean, that's about right. That's about what the numbers say. Okay. All right. Good batch of headlines. Overrated, underrated coming up next. Stick with us.
For the fans, by the fans, this is FanRun Radio, Knoxville.
Hi, this is Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, and I know there's a lot of choices here in East Tennessee when it comes to choosing a realtor. Here's why the Kregner Group is different. At the Kregner Group, our motto is walking by faith, serving others. It's how I live my life. It's how I run my business. Here at the Kregner Group, we're committed to doing real estate the right way. Faith, honesty, integrity. The Kregner Group. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or visit my website at bonoshouses.com.
Friday Night Lights are back, and that means so is the SM Athletics Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Join me, Tim Hill, a.k.a. Vols Tim 85, and my crew every Friday night starting at 9:30 p.m. Live action, live calls, and all of the biggest talking points in East Tennessee high school football. It's the Friday Night Scoreboard Show presented by SM Athletics right here on FanRun Radio, 1340 AM, the free FanRun app, and streaming live on YouTube on FanRun TV.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronaknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronaknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Overrated. Very overrated.
It's overrated.
Overrated, my friend.
Overrated. I'm going to tell you why.
I think that's a solid rated right there. It's perfect rated.
He underrated, man. He has some swag. He has some real swag.
Lobsters are underrated. They don't die.
I swag. I surf. I swag. I surf. No, I don't. I'm just joking. What I do. Overrated, underrated. Please help me of those above.
I gotta say, the swag surf bothers me.
It does.
I like the swag surf, but I hate that it's been hijacked to where it's now just a back and forth sway. It's not what swag surfing is.
It's also weird too because it's like the crowd that people are expected to do it with. You don't know these people, and half the time they want no association.
No,
with
that's
you.
the beauty of it. No, I like the.
They're
I like
just
the
standing there, their
camaraderie
arms
of
in
it.
between, and you're just like, do I just?
But they were playing
full
it.
on?
They were playing it at the wedding I was at this weekend, and it's been morphed completely just to side. That's not what the damn surf is. You're supposed to have your feet like you're on a surfboard, and you're moving kind of back and forth, kind of with your body on the side, not squared up. That's what the.
Do you think that's because it happens more so in stadiums?
Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah, that's what's changed it. Yeah, it's been gentrified and hijacked, but it's not how you did the dance when it came out back when I was in college.
Back in my day,
you had to emulate, Bubba, that you were on a surfboard. And, when you're on a surfboard, you're standing with your feet facing the side. It is what it is. Get off my lawn. Do the dance the right way. Anyways, what topics you got for us?
In line with the themes of, states or just around the colleges that we play, right? We've got Mississippi State this weekend, so we're looking primarily at, the old Delta, the old Starkville, maybe Mississippi if we go that route. But starting off, we've got Cotton. Is Cotton overrated or underrated?
I don't like the way you're saying that.
I don't like it either. Cotton. Cotton's how
you're saying it like William would say it, really pronouncing those T's. Cotton.
You can buy your 100% cotton college football T-shirts.
100% cotton. Cotton is, oh boy. I'm going to go overrated. These days. There's so many other materials that are out there that you can use for a shirt. And what else do you need cotton for? What do you need cotton for? I mean, really, these days.
What's the deal with cotton?
Back in the day, you didn't have anything else.
Maxi pads.
Huh?
Back in the day, you didn't really have anything else. You didn't have other materials that were readily available. You kind of just had to make do with what you had. And, in the 1800s, we got this cotton out here in the field. We could make shirts out of this. So you decided to do that. But nowadays, I don't know. Also, I feel like I'm kind of speaking from a place of ignorance because cotton's probably used for a whole lot more than just clothing. It's probably used for a variety of other things, like Bubba said.
Medical.
Yeah, but I'm going to say overrated.
Swabs. You need to be able to stop your ears up.
I got to think, when in my life have I really, though, needed a cotton swab? Like if I didn't have...
Anytime you've bought a bottle of aspirin.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Anytime you've bought a bottle of pills, like you've had
Why
to have
is
the
that
cotton
in the pills? I don't understand. I can never get my fat fingers in there to get it out either. I gotta, I can never get that cotton out. Why do they put cotton in pill bottles?
For the moisture, right? Like so it doesn't that like
I just assume.
I don't know.
I just assumed so like it wouldn't really like rattle and it would show that it hasn't been tampered with is what I always thought.
Well, that's what the seal is for. I'm sure this is an easily accessible answer.
Yeah, probably.
Why is cotton in pill bottles?
Just to keep them from breaking during shipping.
Yeah,
really?
That's what
to keep the pills from busting up. Okay. All right.
The practice began in the early 1900s by pharmaceutical companies like Bayer.
I don't really like wearing cotton T-shirts, but I do feel like cotton's probably very important in other places. It's obviously important to the South.
Cotton picking.
There's some dark history there when it comes to that. So,
like what?
Slavery.
Slavery?
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
It is a dark history.
Yeah.
So, isn't isn't our money cotton?
Is the term cotton picking?
I believe that is correct.
Is that a racial like when an old white grandma?
That's
why I'm asking.
Be very careful here.
That's why I'm asking.
Be very careful here.
That's why I'm asking. Like when an old white grandma.
We could talk about it off the air when we're not talking to thousands of people.
Well, I think people need to learn.
They have the internet at their palms.
Let's see. Let's Google it.
I mean, there was the Oklahoma City Thunder announcer got canceled. He got fired for saying that Russell Westbrook was playing out of his, and I quote, not my words, but he got fired for saying that Russell Westbrook was playing out of his cotton-picking mind, and they canceled him. They fired him.
They fired him?
Yeah, they said, you're out. You can't do that. You can't.
Now, wait just a cotton-picking minute. Yeah, it says right here, 5 racist English phrases with a seriously awful history. But that could be like some woke website, so I don't know. I guess it's just up to who hears it.
This is before we'd gone completely woke.
Yeah.
Whenever they got that guy out of there.
Well, I'm glad we're not using it then.
No. They also, the one tennis announcer, he came in hot water for saying that I think it was Venus Williams, was trying a guerrilla tactic, but then tried to say, no, I meant with a U. I was talking about like guerrilla warfare, like a sneak attack. And they're like,
that one doesn't sound that bad.
They said, we don't know about that one, brother. We don't know about this one. So he got placed on leave. I don't know if he ever got to come back or not, but.
Yeah, well, I guess you got to be careful, huh?
Let's move on.
Mississippi State is synonymous with perhaps one of the most annoying trends if you're an opposing fan and or player. And that is cowbells. Are cowbells overrated or underrated?
You may know this. I'm a cowboy, at least in a past life. I don't really understand the need for the cowbells. I didn't grow up on a dairy farm. I know it's more for like dairy cows, but like even then, like you just need to hear them. Like you need to hear them bang around. Like what is the point of the cowbell? Like you have to hear the cow coming when they're coming through the field. I've never really understood it. We never put bells on cows. My buddy was just traveling across the country or across the world somewhere, and I think I showed you the picture, Cody, where they had the damn like 60-pound rock they put around cows' necks to like identify whose were who. Like, is that what the cowbell was originally for? Just to like you'd put your initials on it, and all of a sudden you know whose cow is with who. I don't know.
Yeah,
what's the purpose of cowbells? So I gotta go overrated.
I mean, I would say very overrated. I don't know what purpose they serve, and
so herders can keep track of it by the sound of it. I mean, it feels like it feels antiquated. I don't know. Maybe we weren't doing it the right way, but I never needed a damn bell to find our cows.
They've never done anything but annoy me.
I've also seen it suggested that it was also used to scare off or warn predators. Okay, now maybe if you're saying you want to make some noise to keep the coyotes away, I could hear that. I could maybe get on board with that. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I go overrated. They serve no purpose. Serve no purpose. Just annoying.
Along the lines of Mississippi and a lot of the Deep South, they got some connections to some generals who have served in the war, like Ulysses S. Grant. So is the Civil War overrated or underrated?
I'll let you begin. See what thoughts you have on it first.
I mean, it's hard to call a war that, brothers were having to kill brothers as underrated. War, what is it good for, is what you usually ask. But I mean, it seemed like, we had to fight for freedom here. I don't know. The Civil War properly rated.
I'm going to go underrated just in terms of wars. We've never really had a greater war. And by greater, what I mean is like, when you think of war, when you see the painting on the wall depicting war, what was more bloody and gruesome than the Civil War? War is not supposed to be pretty, right? It's the only war we've ever had here on our home turf. Think of that now. All these idiots online that are always talking about, we're on the brink of a civil war. We're going to have another civil war. We're too divided. Do you know what that would look like in today's age? Like just walking out of Whole Foods and there's what does it even look like? It's not the same as it used to be. You can't just line up men on a battlefield and have a war. I don't even know what a civil war would look like today. But when you see like the old depictions, nobody does a reenactment of World War II. Like you don't see World War I reenactments, Vietnam War reenactments, but any small southern town on the catch it on the right day of the year. They're still doing Civil War reenactments, and the South always wins for some reason.
I think they still do them up in like Pennsylvania and places.
Yeah, of course. That's where Gettysburg is.
If you want to see what Civil War would look like, they made a movie about this in 2024. It was called Civil War.
That was where Texas and California both seceded.
Yeah, they were fighting. They were fighting a war in D.C. in America. They made a movie that kind of showed you what they think it would look like if you're interested.
I have no idea what war would look like on American soil these days.
Again, they made a movie about it.
I really don't want to know. I guess it would look a lot like Ukraine probably looks right now. I don't know.
It'd just be like a giant Xbox game for us, just like 1,000 people from the north on Call of Duty versus 1,000 people in the south.
Americans are too fat and lazy to have a civil war.
Mm-hmm.
We'd give up on it. We'd be all fired up for it for like a day, and then Taylor Swift would do something. They'd announce Taylor Swift as the halftime performer. We'd be like, oh, okay, never mind, no more war. We're too content. We're too American to have a civil war, for lack of a better term. But as a war, I'll call it underrated.
Be careful what you wish for, buddy.
I mean, it ain't going to happen.
All right.
Tensions are high right now.
Maybe someday, like way after our lifetime, it'll happen, but
hopefully not. So Tennessee has the creamery on the campus.
Why is it so funny?
Mississippi State has kind of a similar building, except instead of an ice creamery, they have a cheese shop. So that makes me question, is cheese overrated or underrated?
Everything about Bubba is just odd. You guys ever notice that? Everything about this guy is just odd. It's never the easy point A to point B thing. It's just something weird about this guy.
I just feel like I have to segue things.
Well, yeah, the segues are nice, but your segues are weird, man.
I can't help you there.
So what are you asking me?
If cheese is overrated or underrated?
I mean, I really like cheese. I could probably live without it, though, so it's probably overrated. It probably hurts my stomach. I got bad stomach after I eat. Sometimes I got about 10 minutes before I'm in the bathroom. There's probably something really wrong with me down there, but I never really bother checking. A lot of it could probably be solved by getting rid of cheese. I hear it's bad for you, but I do like it. I like a good slice on my burger. I don't really mess with it at home when I'm making sandwiches. So I could very easily get rid of cheese, but I do like it like on pizza. I wouldn't want to eat pizza without cheese. So like there's a place for it. I like it on some fettuccine, you know what I mean? Like pasta, it's nice, but really the only place I couldn't get by without cheese is I like it on salads and I like it on pizza. Anything else, I think I could get rid of it. I love chicken parm. If you just gave me like, hey, here's some pasta and some sauce and chicken, I could get by. The cheese is nice, don't get me wrong, but I'd be okay. But I'd miss it on pizza for sure. I'd miss it on my salads for sure.
The thing with cheese is like, it's not even cheese. You know what I mean? Cheese, as we think of cheese, is not real cheese. When you consider a slice of cheese, that ain't real cheese, but I love it. For me, it's underrated. I eat way too much cheese. I eat real cheese and fake cheese. I eat American pasteurized cheese product. I like it any form or fashion, any way you give it to me. I've never ordered a hamburger. I've always ordered a cheeseburger,
The more you guys say cheese, the more I'm really confused at like the origin of the word cheese. Who picked that one out for this specific food?
Why is it called cheese?
Yeah.
Well, that I don't know.
Just sounds weird. The more
back in
saying it like over and over, cheese, cheese, cheese.
Well, back in the day, cheese was cheese, Sam. In the old days, in the old country, they had
Kraft singles.
No, they had real cheese. But I got to say, I love real cheese and I love fake cheese. So it doesn't really matter to me which one we're talking about. I like cheese out of a can.
The deepest known origin, and look, I don't usually do this, but I'm just going with AI overview here on this one, Sam. The deepest known origin is the reconstructed Proto-Indo-European root quat, which refers to the process of fermentation and souring.
Kumquat?
Souring. And then that got to the Latin word Cassius, which means cheese. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what cheese is, though, right? It's like soured
Yeah.
milk combined with, I don't really know, butter or something. I don't know exactly what cheese is, but it's been around forever. I love it. It's still underrated for me. And I think you're right that it's not really the healthiest thing, unless you're eating real cheese. But like that cheese product we eat, it's not healthy. It's not good for you, but I still eat a lot of it. And you're right. I mean, what would pizza be without cheese?
What do you mean real cheese?
I mean real cheese, like when you eat real
That
cheese.
you're growing it from the ground?
I don't think you grow cheese, but like when it's just real ingredients in the cheese, like in the old country.
Mm-hmm.
When we eat a Kraft single, that's got all kinds of that's not cheese. We call it cheese,
yeah,
but it's not cheese. It's like soybean oil mixed with weird salts and coagulated goo, and I don't even know what it is, but I like it. You always feel fancy when you ever buy the deli style cheese, the deluxe cheese, the deluxe Kraft singles.
Sometimes
where you peel it off the block.
It doesn't really make me feel fancy. It kind of just makes me feel like I'm trying too hard.
Yeah, it's still underrated for me.
Yeah, just I could do without pizza. Anything else, Bubba?
Yeah, I was looking at their alumni, and I did want to do Marsha Blackburn for the Tennessee connection.
Oh, God.
But I figured a safer bet would be Dak Prescott. Maybe the best quarterback Mississippi State's ever had. Is he overrated or underrated?
I don't know how you can make the claim that I don't know how you can make the case that he's overrated, because I feel like he's pretty poorly rated these days. I think he's underrated, but it feels gross saying that. You probably could win with him, but it feels like the Cowboys are never going to win with him, so I don't think it'll ever be proven that you can win with him. He's kind of annoying. He's not as good as they've acted at some points, but I think right now in 2025, he's underrated. Damn good college player. He was underrated when he came out as a 4th-round pick. Like, I think he showed that. But then, then all of a sudden he was getting talked about as like a top 5 quarterback and an MVP and all that. And that was a little too far. But now I think the pendulum has swung the other way. I'd kill to have Dak on the Cowboys in the past, 3 or 4 years. Now,
Titans.
Sorry, thank you. I would have killed to have him on the Titans the last 3 or 4 years, but now that you got Cam Ward, I'm kind of like, I'm good. I'm good on you now, Dak. I think a lot of teams would view him as an upgrade. He's better than like Kyler Murray. Cardinals would be like, hey, we'd rather have Dak. Probably all teams, but about 8 of them would say that. Anyways, what do you got on Dak?
I think Dak's pretty underrated. I mean, however many games you think the Cowboys are going to win this year, 5 or 6 or dare I say 7, I mean, whatever. Like any games they win, it's going to be because of Dak, because their defense can't stop anybody. And I think they've done quite a bit of winning with Dak. Not in the playoffs, but they've been a great regular season team with Dak. I got to say he's a little underrated. I kind of feel bad for the guy having to go out there and just out-duel every team that he goes up against. There's very little room for error. And so in that media market and with that poor defense, his mistakes are always going to be not glorified. What's it? Under a microscope?
Yeah, magnified.
Magnified, yeah, thank you. Everything he does wrong is going to be magnified, but a lot of that I think is not his fault. So I say Dak's underrated. What are you watching there? Looks like the Georgia game.
Yeah, a video of myself.
Oh, you were there? You could see yourself?
No. It was just something I put up on YouTube.
Oh, it's a highlight after yourself.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying you spotted yourself.
No,
in the crowd.
Zach, our boy Zach, our new video editor, he put this together. This was me breaking down my tears, but he was putting some highlights and stuff in it and trying to make it look like a real legit video, which it remind me never to put the camera up on that computer again, because it makes it very shaky.
I was going to say it looks pretty good except for the shaking camera.
Getting motion sick. And then we got flagged for some copyright stuff because we got too many highlights. Look at that play here. This is the one I've been telling you about. Look at this play here by the safety. Look at this. Look at that.
Turntine? Oh, yeah, where he just whiffs. Yeah.
Doesn't even try.
Bad angle, and then he whiffs.
Doesn't even try.
Yeah, I've processed that one.
Yeah.
Speaking of cheese.
But I was just looking. He said he put a bunch of stuff in here, so I was just looking at it. I don't usually just go back and watch myself, but I was checking out for his work. Very shaky though on the camera. That's on me. Anyways, anything else?
Kind of a glare on your head there too.
Good. Yeah. I'm bald. Ha ha ha. I should wear a hat. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Good one. Here I was trying to be nice today. Last call on the other side is Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is FanRun Radio.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788. Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC. Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced. Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Last call here on the program. Shout out to the freaks who have hung out with us over on YouTube. Special big shout out to Shane, who won 4 tickets to the Arkansas game, courtesy of our friends at VIP Play. So Thank you, Shane, for using VIP Play. I hope you used the promo code FANRUN when you signed up. Thank you for supporting the people that support us. I'm glad you got rewarded with 4 tickets to the Arkansas game. How about that?
I could have really used those.
Well, you should have been playing on VIP Play with the promo code FANRUN.
That's a nice haul.
Shout out to Shane. I do appreciate him for using our sponsors. Thank you. And I'm glad you got rewarded. All right, last call here on the program. Bubba, what did we miss so far?
In Tennessee, specifically Lady Vols news, Ruby Whitehorn back with the team. This comes after the earlier in the year, early summer, or if not earlier than that, the altercation where she apparently broke into the student's house and reclaimed some property. Maybe that was hers, maybe that wasn't. But regardless, she's back with the team. Looks to be full go, and Lady Vols look pretty well set up.
Kim Caldwell came out and said, hey, we've been really disappointed. It's not the way we're trying to do business here. It's not what our culture and our program's about, but we gave her a severe punishment, and she's earned her way back.
Also, Tennessee news, but not with sports, but the University of Tennessee is offering a Grand Theft Auto history class in January. So this university will offer an accredited class over the Grand Theft Auto video game series.
Okay. Is it going to be about just how to do you know what kind of class it is, Bubba? It's about the history. So
it's more so they say they're using the video game as a framework to structure an exploration of the U.S. history since 1980.
Okay, so looking at it through societal issues and hey, here's Miami's
maybe a rise to
hey, here's Miami,
modern gangsters to
Miami's gang scene and then LA's gang scene and okay. Hey, here's a stripper you can take and put in the car with you afterwards.
What are we talking about?
Tennessee's doing a Grand Theft Auto class.
Cody heard stripper and immediately piqued his interest.
He was thinking about Mississippi State and some biscuits and gravy.
A Grand Theft Auto class?
Yes. One of the classes coming up in January will use that as their framework to explore history since 1980.
Well, that sounds interesting. That'd be a fun elective to take.
We also have Kadarius Toney saying that he's retiring from the NFL and wants to be a rapper instead of a football player.
Okay. Game?
Yes.
Okay. I saw it in the All-Star game then.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're going to do it in the actual games. Okay. It should be kind of interesting. It should create some good moments at least when an ump is dead wrong and they challenge it. You get to see some reviews and get to see that play out. They said you get 2 per game. Is that right? You have the rules there, Bubba, or no?
No, you don't have the rules.
Okay. I think it said you get 2 per game and you keep them if you get it right. I don't know if that means you get never ending. Because in the NFL, if you get it right twice, you get a third one, but that's it. It'd be cool in baseball if you keep going till you miss. You could have 7 challenges as long as you're right on all 7 of them.
Blake Burke, maybe
you
call
keep
it
it if you're successful. But it's 2 per game,
right? But I mean, like you said, you keep it if you're successful. So does that mean you get unlimited? Because in the NFL, you keep you get a third one.
If you're successful, I think you're able to
keep going.
That's
cool. I think I'll like that because it should be very fast on how quickly they can review it. Like in the NBA, I don't mind that you pretty much only get 2 challenges no matter what because I don't want to challenge out of bounds and block charges all day long. But a quick strike, that should take 10 seconds. I did like in the announcement, hey, we got these T-Mobile cameras set up everywhere in our fast coverage. We'll be able to relay all this very quickly. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
And the world of college basketball and for some reason the NBA G League, NCAA has ruled Thierry Darlin, I assume that's how you pronounce his first name, eligible to play at Santa Clara, making him the first player to obtain D1 eligibility after playing pro in the G League. So is this setting a precedent to where players could go to the G League and then somehow play D1?
Yeah, okay. And you said who's doing this?
This is Santa Clara and Thierry Darlin.
Okay. So he's going to Santa Clara?
Former Ignite guard. Withdrew from the 2025 draft.
But getting to go now play college basketball.
But he can declare again in 2026.
Did it say how much money he was making in the G League by chance? Did it say like what his payment was there with the Ignite? You probably don't have that information, but I guess with the NIL, it changes stuff. That's an interesting wrinkle, though. If I was a high school kid, I'm pretty much going to the G League no matter what. Then if that's, I don't know with the NIL, I'd probably still go to college. All right, good job by you, Bubba. Way to catch us up on everything that we missed, and by we I mean Cody and his headlines. Cody, good job by you on the puzzles. I'm happy to see that you're thriving over there.
Thanks.
Sam, good job by you for still being willing to rep the Titans despite the absolute dumpster fire that we are.
I washed my hat.
And it looks whiter.
Does it look better?
Yeah. Brian Callahan gave up play calling duties, so everything's going to be fixed now. That'll do it for us. We'll do it again tomorrow. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next right here on FanRun Radio. William Pattison, the playbook at 1 o'clock. The drive from 3 to 6. Don't touch that dial.
Take FanRun Radio with you on the all-new FanRun app. Just search for FanRun Radio wherever you download your apps.
Merritt Garage Doors and Services has been serving the East Tennessee community since 1963. At Merritt, quite simply, the customer comes first. Their door specialists will not try to needlessly upsell you because they are not commission-based like other places. This allows them to focus on your needs and not their pockets. They offer a range